Why would you want to play with Bono?
Oh, because I can kill him. Okay,
This
so
is like the absolute best version of the most interesting man, like the Dos Equis guy meme. It's like I don't always play. I don't always play RPGs, but when I do, I PK.
but when I do, I PK the other players. Okay, so we have added Tobias to the group. He will be reprising a character I think he had previously at one point from a one-off. I took a break during the holidays. I got sick, and there was a lot of complications for me that everybody kind of knew about. We
How is
have
Doggo?
taken. Doggo is limping her way back to walking someday, so she's making progress. That metal plate's not holding her down. All right,
Yay.
so we have over the downtime. I kind of told everybody that we ended where we ended, and we fast forwarded, and that they were welcome to bring back characters if they wanted to, or make new ones. And there's been a lot of that going on. I gave a pitch, a very vague pitch, which I had to clarify to make sure people understood what I meant by the pitch. Of what we're going to do. We're going to use this as a session 0, and we are going to figure out how well everybody kind of knows each other going forward before we actually start the game. Because I feel like we should have some base play of, okay, these are the kind of people we are and how we're going to move forward as a group. Let's set some goals kind of at the beginning here. What I believe I already told you guys is you are working for a corp that also has kind of a subcorp that does not technically get proper affiliation with them. You are working for a protection firm that does security out here in space. We are out in the wild where the IRPF isn't technically always getting contract. So a lot of these places are asteroids, space stations, and whatnot that do not have working security other than possibly their own startups or their own hired mercs that they're using, things like that. Nothing major that they have. This company doesn't target IRPF installations as a result of the fact that it would be a great way to lose money because they aren't that opulent yet. What they do is they have several groups of mercenaries that they hire to, and they supply a ship, some supplies, and they will pay you basically a bounty every time you get them. Every time basically you make a strike and prove that there is a need for security in the area on places that are not under their current protection. They do not like you to hit their places. Do not hit their own bases. That will get you fired.
Out of a cannon into the sun.
Literally.
What if we hit them very gently and make them look good?
No.
That has to be arranged as part of the exhibition matches.
Yeah. You guys are, of course, under an NDA. You cannot claim your association with said corp. They will not defend or back you from any legal proceedings. You guys are basically pirates for hire right now. So
do we have to preface each engagement with, man, if only you guys had had X insurance, you'd be okay right now. We sure are lucky.
I sure fit X insurance.
They do not request this, but if you do it, they may giggle or they may facepalm.
I feel much better about this attack now that you don't have X insurance anymore.
Yes.
After being away from that previous target by X insurance, this one sure seems like easy picking.
You guys are basically running under a pseudocorp, and I call it a pseudocorp because they have it's more of an organization than a proper corporation. It's a lot of bounty hunters and pirates and stuff like that have all kind of come under this banner working for these people. They take all kinds. Their main thing is, though, that they need to know that the people that they have are reliable in the way that if they tell you not to do something, you don't do it, which is mostly not crash into our own spaceport and attack our cities that we are defending, that we have a contract. Jesus Christ, you morons, we told you that active armor was only for use against people we don't protect. Why did you do that?
That's one
Those are usually,
us.
Again, mostly a thing don't hit their own stuff. They don't want that. But if you can, as long as you can kind of do that, and you do what you can to make them look good. They also do not like they don't like the fighting between pirates in their retinue, but they don't stop it. So
Pirates will be pirates.
pirates will be pirates, but if you're easy for them to work with on the counter side, that's the main thing. You guys are a part of a group known as Mayhem.
What's
So
it stand
that
for?
is exactly what that is.
Oh.
The mayhem is what strikes and causes amazing things for various insurance commercials. You never know when mayhem's gonna happen. And so you guys are basically what you guys
should
are
be part
calling
of a
this.
group called Wild Card.
Nice.
We're still the
You
wild
guys-
card. Nobody wants that in their group.
You will be getting weekly access to a bulletin board, which I have already taken some time to put up
Aw.
in the note sections of our Roll20. If you look in there, there should be in the handouts a bulletin board. It has brief breakdowns of various different missions. The company that you work for is called Cyber Operations Ordinances Limited Technologies.
Ooh, a bulletin board. How cool is that?
Cool.
Right.
I was just figuring out the same thing.
Actually, if you ever see their logo, it's always cool technologies.
Wait, where is this? Oh, wait, the note section.
I
It's
love
in the
it.
journal,
Yeah.
yeah.
No.
They always do C.00.L and then they do technologies is how they do it. So they do that. It was requested by my better half that one of the requirements of working for them is all of their people have to wear sunglasses.
And this is why Drax doesn't join us.
Yes, that's why Drax doesn't get to play video games. Okay, so a lot of their face people that go out into the public do have a tendency to wear really cool frames. This seems to be kind of a pulse-ish. The vibe you get's very pulse-ish for the security firm, but they are not directly pulse, but it's that organizational feel. You get that. So they have a tendency to hire people that are enhanced. They do not have much in the way of things. How I viewed possibly how we would be going forward is possibly either you guys have a couple of you may have worked together on different jobs already, working for Cool Tech, doing raids or just little random stuff that may have given you guys kind of a thing together. They are putting together a new ship to launch back out there because they recently lost 2, so they're putting a new one out.
Can their
When
general
I say-
employee moniker just be Bro? Because I want to work for Cool Tech Bro, and then when I get my new mission, I wanted to get it from Cool Story Bro.
There may or may not already be these NPCs in the game. Do not skip that. I will point out my husband did help me with the preparation.
Oh dear.
When we go to the shipyard, can we be addressed by Cool Ship Bro?
Hmm. I'd like to point out the NDA link actually works.
Fair enough.
Oh,
Yeah, confirm external link. I don't trust it. No.
I
Cancel.
already looked at it.
I'll be changing that as I decide. So
so
All right,
check
but-
back for updates.
check back for updates. All right, but the current group will be forming up as a result of that. I would like to hear how long have some of you may have been out here in space, and how would you have viewed your guys' possible involvements with Cool Tech so far?
We should probably start by figuring out who can actually fly in space.
This is also a thing. Is there anyone who can actually pilot? Because I can supply a pilot.
Yes,
Yes to Sweet's question, but no to that question.
I have one in pilot, and I have a boon.
I only have one, so
I think that maybe for now, you guys might need a pilot.
Well, I mean,
One is cute, but
Well, I also haven't spent all my money on purchasing my skill upgrades because I only started building a little while ago.
Yeah. Well, why don't I supply a pilot for right now, and then if you seem like if that's how you end up deciding to finish out your character, I can always drop the pilot later because you
I'll
guys
just
can
shove
drop
him
it
out
off
an
and come
airlock.
back in. Yeah, that might work. All right, so we'll have a pilot figured out. Well, let's go down the line, kind of discuss different characters, and we'll figure out everybody's thing. Let's start with Tygon. Go ahead and explain your character.
Oh, I am playing Thomas Harker, better known as Zen. Zen he's a shark. He is former military. Used to work for the IRPF. Didn't end up liking it. Used to work for Spyglass because hey, that made sense. Didn't like that either. And
He's just
the
picky.
the logical choice was don't work for any of the big corporations. And I imagine that's how he ended up in this situation. And I think he's doing this at least for a couple of months.
Okay, so you've probably been doing this for a couple of months. We're gonna say you were on red team. Red team's one of the normal flesh out pirating vessels that they usually take newbies in, and you may have done very minor stuff on that and gotten wages for being on board and making sure things got carried out. You didn't seem like you made any waves, so you were opted into opportunities on a different ship because they are full.
They're generally considered to be a pretty good set of folks until you get them near blue team. Then it's just a shit show.
Blue
Those
team
guys
and red
cannot stand each other.
Blue team and red team have been at opposition for literally years. You would have heard about that. Blue team is one of the ships that has gone down and is out and running. Suspicions of red team interference.
Lifespans, they have transcended genres. Red and blue team have. It's just like
Suspicions that red team may have finally wiped the blue scourge menace off the face of space is possibly true. Sam may have picked a side. Okay. So,
Disregard any blue flags to be found in red team quarters.
Yep. Oh, I think I just got reconnected. I don't know what that was.
No, I bounced out because everyone's starting to sound a little robotic to me.
Oh, do you need to change the thing? Or are you okay?
sounds good on my end.
It seems. I don't know how it sounds to everyone else, but
So that's a
I'll
yes.
let-
Let's change the server. There we go.
Oh, did you change it?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
I won't do what you just did then. All right. So, we're gonna say you worked with Red Team for a bit. Let's hear from Little Donkey.
Little donkey. Okay. Lily is a young adult Hemi donkey girl. She's when hanging around the station looking for work, she seems to be fairly cheery, fairly personable. I figure she's probably been here a few months herself.
Okay, so you're kind of in the newer crew. I'll say probably a couple months ago is probably when they got a bunch of new people in, and a lot of people may have been shaken out, as in they were too unruly to stay or they were too incompetent and they were let go.
She's known for wearing various outfits, mostly homemade. Seems to like to make a show of things. Any precursory search into her history will show a failed attempt at being a pulse hero. She had a debut and bombed, and now she seems to be here.
I like to think that she went through different forms of pirate clothing phases.
Oh yeah.
What was the reason for her failing? She just couldn't find a target market.
She just wasn't likable. She was a bit too reckless, a little bit too far. Not in the nasty sense, just a bit too much.
I like to think that she had just a really obnoxious laugh.
A bit of a braying laugh.
Yeah. It made all of her public appearances a little harder, maybe.
She
Does
just
she get nervous?
bombed on the press circuit.
Yeah. Which is unfortunate because she's clearly very capable. I believe you said Lily is capable in engineering, right?
She is a very capable engineer
All
because
right,
that
so
was the best
Lily,
way we found.
you have been working amongst the various different yeah. We didn't even tell them about that, did we?
Yeah, sweet. So I took practice skills and I wanted her to be a good costume maker. And you got to attach practice skills to something. And we're like, what would be good for costume making? The only thing that makes any remote sense is engineering.
Fair enough, yeah.
and we sat there, and I was like, well, I mean, if you think about it, it's design and implementation of.
Oh, actually, there you
making...
go. And
Yeah.
also for the technical side of it, Sam, that's what her father's career was, engineer.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, Lily will have been working amongst various different ships. You will have had to do a lot of sudden overhaul on Red Team's ship over the last several months. You would have heard that they are kind of known for getting into scraps with Blue Team, but you never got to see Blue Team's ship. So I mean, so
Does the
you only
ship look
hear
anything
stories
like a
of them.
Puma to you?
Might. All right. So, but so Lily's very upbeat, very friendly, kind of mostly been staying around doing maintenance, fixing things. Probably been an up and comer. Everybody likes her. I'm gonna say probably, even though you're kind of gruff and whatever, you get along probably okay with the mechanical guys at this little pirate way station that you're at.
Yeah.
So they probably have a grudging respect for somebody who can pull their weight.
Yeah, and she definitely can.
Yeah. So, all right. So Lily and Zen will probably have had brief interchanges just because of Lily being probably working on the red ship.
Makes sense.
I'll give that kind of a bit of a leeway there if you guys are interested in that. Let's talk about Control V.
Me?
Huh?
I'm the one special. But if you need to know, my name's Control V.
Toby?
I'm here.
All right.
Am I just talking so lightly that I can't be heard?
No. But there is role playing that, and then there's drawing yourself away from the mic. So make yourself audible, but talk barely.
Okay, let's make the mic.
Because otherwise, your acting is getting completely lost. Because you're doing great, it's awesome, but you're getting lost. So
okay, well, let me know if I get too low. I haven't even started.
I can't hear you.
What?
Can't hear you. Speak up.
My name is Control V. I used to work for Pulse in the arenas. They said I was popular, but I really didn't like it because people got killed a lot. So I kind of quit. They said I couldn't, but I did, and I went out into space. It's nicer out here. It's quiet. It's calm. Yes, calm.
All right. So I don't know much about Control V's skill set. Cause I'll be honest, I didn't reread your character
All I know
sheet.
about him is that every time he went on like the Pulse arenas and stuff, they had James Earl Jones doing his voiceovers. It's just he'd open his mouth, it would just be slightly distinct but sound beautiful. Morgan Freeman was actually his dude the whole time.
I will say probably you were in on a couple of the strike teams. Control V that have gone out. You probably were recently involved in a very bloody mess that happened.
Very bloody.
Yeah, very bloody mess that would have happened on a recent scare adventure. The captain of the good ship
Lollipop.
woke up. And Woke Up's the name of the ship.
Oh.
Woke Up has requested that you be put on a different team that may require more active muscle. They are concerned about the frailty of your personality in their current group.
Oh, by the way, Control V stands 5'2"
Oh,
and is mostly fluff.
oh. So
But
he's just
what is it precisely?
Snow leopard.
was it plantigrade or digigrade?
Plantigrade.
All right, plantigrade. All right, plantigrade. Snow leopard. It's got big blue eyes.
Yes, very
All
big
right,
blue eyes.
big baby blue eyes. All right. You'll have probably the people I've already talked to and people who are coming up probably will have seen Control V around. He's a very kind of a nervous guy, has a tendency to end up being by himself a lot. But a lot of the pirates kind of joke about him because he's not. Everybody else has about a bunch of pomp and circumstance and confidence in how they walk because you have to be big dog. But for some reason, everybody who seemed meek and weak got washed out, but Control V did not. And it's kind of taken everybody by surprise that he has not washed out yet. So Control V, you will have been kind of mostly been meeting people vaguely on the station. I think I have somebody I might hook up with you as a friend. Fox Winter.
Yes.
It's your last day on Ganymede. I believe it was Ganymede. It was Ganymede, right? Was it Ganymede or Europa? It was Ganymede. It was your last day on Ganymede.
Was
It
it
is
loads
now.
of water or very little water?
Yeah. It was your last day on Ganymede several months ago. You kind of sit there thinking about it. And you can remember Zuri coming into the room as you're getting your bag. By the way, Tygon, I'm going to need you to play Zuri for this.
Right, there was something about that.
But the way what I was picturing,
Yeah.
is Zuri would come home from work to find Amelia there when she's supposed to be at work,
Okay.
like with bags packed.
Well, I mean, this is your last day.
Yeah.
Zuri's coming into the room. You have your bags packed. You probably have that lighting just so you're kind of slumped on the couch as you hear the door open and Zuri come in.
Looking sheepish.
Oh, I didn't I didn't know you'd be home.
It's like, yeah, I'm here.
Is something wrong?
It's like, I need to talk to you about something that I probably should have brought up earlier. So,
Okay.
I lost my job like 4 months ago.
Yes, that is something you should have talked to me about. Why didn't you?
Because because I've been working, but not stuff I wanted to tell you about. But
it's gonna be that kind of talk. Okay.
so it's nothing real bad, but here, look, and I just stand up and bring you like my toggle. Just like I got something. This is like real work. It's legitimate.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. But I gotta go like off planet for it.
Oh.
So
Okay.
I'm gonna be gone for a while, but I'm gonna come back with a lot.
Okay. For how long?
I'm not sure right now.
Okay.
Right now, Zuri's internal monologue is telling them, Why didn't I ever explain to Amelia that no, that guy from Nigeria is just trying to take your money?
You can't send credits to Earth. There's nobody there to get them.
Like the Prince of Earth is asking for credits.
I just need to send my credits off planet before the moon monsters attack.
Might be a little late there. She looks at the toggle for a bit, and is silent for that whole time, and eventually,
it's very clearly going to be violent work
hmm.
at a security company. Very vaguely saying what it is.
It's so obvious that security companies actually in quotes.
It's in quotes. The first line is "Oi there."
Hey, mateys!
As in, the actual thing would have never actually been advertised anywhere. So the fact that there was any kind of recruitment thing that was found is very vaguely what it is.
It's very wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
The card consists of something written on the back of a napkin from a bar, like obviously, but it says "Welcome to Security Company."
Are you yearning for something more?
Too much Atlas.
No, not enough Atlas.
Okay, well, eventually she looks at Amelia again.
Amelia looks like super anxious.
Are you sure about this?
It's like, yeah, they want this kind of. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's above board. They want us. I mean, they don't want us hurting people. Really hurting them.
Not like what I used to do.
Listen, it's a step up, okay?
I know I was never bringing in enough, and I can't make it here. Not yet. I've got stuff I've still got to work out.
Also, I got this cool hat.
Yeah, they want me to wear sunglasses inside. Can you believe that? But it's like, but I'm gonna go. This is a chance for me to earn a lot for us, and I'm gonna stay clean.
Okay.
And I don't think I can do that here right now.
I understand. Do you want me to come along?
I don't. I think. I mean, you're doing all right here, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I want you to come along, but I mean, you can keep your job. You don't. I'm coming back. So I am coming back. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know. I understand, and
This is when the DM wants to quietly freeze frame this moment, record it, and then play it back later when something horrible happens.
Zuri's just sitting there going, the moment she sees a new toaster, she's gonna be all over it.
it's just please promise me two things, okay?
All right.
First, be careful.
Okay.
No, don't do anything stupid, and do come back, And
You heard that,
you know,
Amelia. That was 2 things. That's all I've done.
in relations to the being careful thing, do come back in one piece.
Like, that'll be okay. I got the, that computer in my head that makes me smart now. So.
Yeah.
Clearly.
As we talked long about that. It's it didn't quite work out for me, but I'm sure it'll be fine.
And it's like, well, I mean, that my computer does what I tell it to. So.
And also the one in my head.
Yeah.
Ooh, racist.
Oh, so racist.
Oh, jeez.
I thought you were talking about the desktop, like some kind of Siri thing. Like, no,
I was
Harris
implying
hey,
something
Zuri.
horrible between Zuri and
I get it.
yeah.
No, I understand the joke. I get the joke now.
But yeah, it's just gonna take Zuri's hands. Like, I'm sorry I didn't say anything. I felt like I just I don't know. I couldn't bring it up.
You know, you can always talk about anything with me. But if you feel you need to do this, then I won't stop you. You know, just promise me you'll be careful.
I will, and I don't think any of the people that I have been working with are going to cause any problems. But if they do, my old rifle's under the couch.
Come rescue me.
So, if they give you any trouble.
Mm-hmm.
This explains why whenever the automatic cleaners go, there's occasionally gunfire. Because Amelia never believed in the safety.
Amelia, the Roomba's scooting your gun across the floor again.
The Roombas regularly shoot themselves, and it's come to the point that it's so reliable that you can't still believe that it's accidental. It could be the Roombas have achieved actual sapience and just hate their lives. They found a way out.
Freedom.
You just get to cog heaven, and it's now full of those little robots.
All right.
You're not supposed to be
So-
here.
Amelia, over the next several months, you will have gotten into proper contact and invited into the pirating gang, as it were. You followed some sort of strange trail of leaflets that they didn't actually know would work, but apparently somebody in marketing did something right somehow.
I probably heard about it through some gang I was doing work for.
There's a pair
Yeah,
of
I'm just wondering where
sunglasses.
you had this advertisement that you had. It was
I'm figuring, like I said, I probably heard about it through some.
I like to think that really Amelia just had somebody do something.
She printed
for
that
her.
herself.
Yeah, like
It got printed out so she could show Suri something like, I need this to be
She was like,
believable.
she built a little website that's like totally legit business.
Yeah, and the whole time Zuri's looking at it, like looking at the all the stock images and stuff, just going.
Security's not spelt with an A.
there's a pair of sunglasses that says "Wear these only at night," and you flip it over, and it's always night in space.
There's the front page has a spinning skull that flame comes up behind.
Yeah, but it's clearly a very thing. But you are able to get in contact with the pirating group that you will be involved with. During the next several months, you will be stationed on the ship called the Woke Up. You will be involved in a kind of a bloody fight. The counter security group that was hired for this particular location, which was a lab, apparently took great exception to your guys' involvement in the building. They went straight for grenades, and they actually vented a large part of their own station into space. during that point, they hurt a lot of their own people. During that point, you would have witnessed Control V is a very different kind of fighter, and he seems very meek, and you kind of you may have even felt a little defensive towards him. A lot of the pirates kind of how from your own experience in gangs, the weak people usually get preyed on a little bit, but he gets very violent when he is set off, and he did not stop when it came to combat with the enemy. He continued to use till he used lethal force. It kind of may have pulled you back a bit, back to your own altercations where you just kind of just kept punching somebody until they were gone, because that is part of your own dark past. Unfortunately, the captain is looking to trade up on the woke up and wasn't interested in keeping either of you, and is setting you back on the station for recruitment to a different ship. For some reason, there may have been I'll say there's probably about 3 or 4 guys that were on the woke up that had their own kind of clique going, and they made it a hard time for you and Control V while you guys were on that ship. So it was in your better interest to get off of that one.
Also,
Damn,
I
pop you
was gonna
first.
say, I'm surprised that he would want to trade Amelia up, because what captain doesn't want a living attitude problem staying around?
I know. I mean,
It's a shock, really.
yeah. So I mean, for some reason, they just didn't feel like you were a good fit. So they traded you back onto the station. You would have, over the course of just hanging around on the station, seen Lily going ship to ship, helping people, doing her thing. I have one last person I need to pull into everything. Lonnie.
What?
Lonnie.
Yeah.
Do I need to introduce you properly?
No, I was. I thought you were going to pull in, so I wasn't sure if you're going to drop her into a scene or something, or if you wanted me to do it. Okay. Lonnie is basically.
What?
Oh, okay. This is where we're going.
Oh god, sold out.
I mean, don't stop. I mean, the joke hasn't actually landed until you get to the chorus.
No, that's fine. It's fine. We'll stop.
No.
We'll stop. No.
I mean, you can't. We haven't even gotten to the part that matters.
No, but we know what was coming. So all right.
For those of you who are unaware, the seagulls were coming. And
Seagulls that beat up Lonnie.
Yes,
Yeah.
there's a story behind the seagulls.
Yes.
That everybody is well aware of. But that was the reference. Was the
It
seagulls.
is the best story about Lonnie.
It's funny
and I feel like,
because we referenced it.
Because of the seagulls that were
If
there.
Lonnie's ever actually in one of the novels, I want her to think about that moment.
Just to actually ponder the seagulls for just a moment. So I am reasonably confident that she can beat a seagull in her current rendition. But
That has been her entire motivation to get
have not actually tested that of yet. So
I can't hack the seagull.
I would like to point out this is really the true progression of HSD to show how far 2.0 has come. Is that Lonnie may actually be able to beat a seagull in combat?
might beat the seagull.
At this point, not going to be satisfied unless Lonnie has to go up against a seagull lateral.
Honestly, if a seagull
Then-
arrives in this game, it won't make it through the scene. Because
They were actually flamingos, but we have downgraded them to
They weren't
seagulls.
even flamingos. They were monstrous bird things that were mostly akin to flamingos. But the story's
They
changed.
look like cranes or flamingos. As I think I was like they were genetically modified, like specific to the planet kind of thing, and then it got downgraded to seagull because we were mocking for
Sam,
Lonnie so bad.
seagulls, stop it now.
Yeah.
Just
All right.
So what's the Lonnie?
Alright, let's talk about Lonnie.
Lonnie is among other things a winged snake, who is not particularly conversative as to why she looks the way she does, but she looks like quite a mash of different things. She is a very colorful critter. She has what appear to be rabbit ears. She's got big feathery wings and actually a bit of a chest cavity. They're not just kind of attached to a tube. But that is her main limb system. She's a pretty large snake. She's not enormous, but she's probably about 6-7 feet long, maybe 8 inches around or so. So hefty without being a 20-foot boa or something. But it's also covered in very deliberate patterning from basically tip to tail. So there's been a lot of extensive modification that's been done to her. She kind of looks like an art piece. Has a fairly noticeable attitude and is fairly talkative. Was brought on probably because she had a reputation for just computer espionage and using some of the technical skills that might have been lacking from a lot of the muscle that was around. So getting into ships, getting off of ships, using their own systems against them, things like that. Spying is also amongst her repertoire. So probably one of the few laterals that's still on board. And I imagine that she gets around getting completely snarked at because her skill set does not necessarily require her to be upfront with any particular enemy. She's kind of sitting around someplace out of view, screwing up their stuff, breaking
Lonnie
their
is
toys.
not only in the minority, she is the exception. She is the only lateral on the station. There are crew here that are coming in and out, but they usually only take those who are the most able-bodied and capable.
Ever since the loss of Captain Pirate Horse,
Which is, she doesn't seem to bother her much, in the sense that everything seems to bother her, but it doesn't seem to bother her more than anything else. So, if she had shoulders, there would appear to be some sort of chip on them, but there is an odd positivity amongst like the complaints. It is like the complaints as we continue to do them, sort of thing. So she has a bit of a reputation. Depending on how long you wanted to be there, I think she took off to kind of do her own thing relatively recently. So if you want everybody coming in at the same time, she can come in then, or she can come in like today. It doesn't much matter. But I figured that she might actually have some budding attachment to Amelia by virtue of them both playing the same tabletop nerd game. If that was the thing that you decided to do, because I could see that being a thing that Lonnie did, pushing around little people with her push frame.
That'll actually be a hook point for the two of you, and I have a feeling Amelia may have occasionally brought Control V along just because she's Amelia's always kind of had a protective personality towards people who seem a little bit more meek. So
But I don't know if Amelia would have like brought an army or anything that she might have portrayed as weak with her, but Lonnie has never been one to concern herself with such things. So there is probably a multitude of them sitting in racks that she can deploy at a moment's notice.
Display in that sort of "I fucking dare you."
Yeah, right. Touch not this sort of thing. Those who have mocked have ended up with toilets backfiring on them. She will find a way to seek digital revenge to the point that like, what are you gonna do? You're either gonna have to escalate this to trying to kill the snake that clearly can't fight back against you, or you're just gonna have to stop fucking with me because I'm gonna make your toilet back up into your soup. make your call.
Make your call. All right. Well, Lonnie, you will have been assigned to the Sloop Boogie. That was the ship that took you. The captain on there may have tried in his attempt to be your friend, and I will say attempt because you can take it how you want. He had he was we'll say he's a leopard vector, and
I was gonna put this. Sorry, go ahead.
He will assign to you that he has a lateral wife at home, and he knows that you were more than capable and wanted to give you a shot. You made it through shakedown, but unfortunately he did have you removed from his ship because of Lonnie has the tendency to back up the toilets and do things like that to get
Not
revenge on
his
people.
toilet specifically.
No, but the complaints. The complaints, and also it was causing issues on ship. That and she has a little bit of antagonism towards people that she thinks are talking down to her, which is
I mean,
everyone.
you probably could have just said people.
Yeah.
I mean, just
Towards
towards people. Occasionally objects. She has like given her mouth off at a door before.
So I'm saying you have that kind of a personality, and you can tell that the captain personally liked you. He's a very likable guy, but he just felt like you'd be better off somewhere else, and you may have considered that a slight. I don't know. You may have backed up his toilet for it. I don't know, but
Yes,
he
probably yes. Yeah.
he did recommend that you were he did give you a recommendation as being one of the finest hackers that he has ever worked with, and that he thought that you would be the only one that any ship would ever need.
Yep, that is what I
And,
wrote in his report.
It was funny because even though you wrote that for him, it was already there. Aww.
I fixed the spelling.
Yeah, you fixed the spelling.
Spell check.
Which it was actually an atrocious spelling.
Yeah, there was like every time he had to use the letter R, it was A-R.
Oh no, I had to keep that or they wouldn't think it was from him.
All right, so
Okay.
Yep.
all of you are going to get a little boing boing boing. Actually, we'll talk over one more thing before we get going. We kind of have an idea who the characters are and maybe how they might know each other a little bit. As a group, how would you guys see wanting to do missions together? I mean, that's something you might want to discuss right now. Are you guys gonna want to be like super sneak? Are you guys gonna want to do espionage kind of stuff? Or are you guys want to just go for Slaughterfest?
I like wrecking buildings and objects.
As Control V, I can go either Super Sneak or Brawl Fest. Either way works for me.
I'm fine with both as well.
I kind of like the idea of a nice mixture of the two.
Yeah, I can vaguely say I've got a boon at least and a decent body stat, so.
All right, so you guys probably would say sabotage with a bit of punching people's heads.
Yeah, we want to make sure that people know we were there.
But sabotage, not in the sneaky espionage sense, but in the we're gonna fucking wreck your generator sense.
Yeah, I feel like our job is better done if
We're gonna wreck your shit and we're gonna take your noodles.
You want to make sure that you get some collateral damage done before you.
That's a different character.
Want to be loud, right?
Yes.
Cow lateral damage. Yeah, I forgot about her. All right, so so that kind of gives us an idea where we're gonna go. Anyway, all of you guys will be getting because you're on the station. There are currently temporary rooms for you guys. They kind of bill it against your air quote credit. This is kind of one of those wildernessy frontier kind of situations where the mercantile here likes to charge you out the nose versus
It's the company shop.
Yeah, so the company shop is currently taking care of you, which they're
Who
kind
owes
of
their
cramped
soul
spaces.
to the company store?
Most people in this setting, actually.
yeah.
Yeah, nothing's changed.
I also
In the case of Cox, literally.
can I add something?
What-
I think that there would probably have been some fashion of interaction between Amelia and Lily early on, because Amelia had been going by Lily.
Oh, you like I said, you probably ran into her while she was repairing on station and doing things.
Yeah. If we were
Are you
putting
still
this
going
in
by
a group.
Lily?
Not if we haven't. Not if we've been around each other at all.
Okay. But you were going by Lily.
Yeah. So
There was
I
probably
think
hey, can you go get Lily? But I am Lily. Oh, there's another Lily. I like to think that Amelia's met every Lily in every place that they've been since because they've been trying to use that name.
Yeah.
And then they have to go check and be like, are you using a fake name?
What?
Because the only reason someone would pick Lily.
I think I've got more. I think I've got more claim to the name because it was my mom's.
Yeah. You were just born with it. What does that mean, right? Alright, so
you know, two people can have the same name, right?
I just like the idea that Lily is just a thing that only people who would use fake names would use.
Yeah, that's
Like,
definitely
that's her
it.
initial reaction to it. Like, who
That
are
was
you
my
heading
that
for?
was my mom's name, and I'm pretty sure it was a pseudonym. She always seemed like she was on the run from something.
alright, the thing that's going to happen is this is basically recruitment day for ships getting ready to go do things. So you guys are all kind of probably watching for messages anyway. Your toggles are working currently on a local network. They actually do not relay out to the major areas from here. So if you want to get into major contacts, you will actually need to go off station somewhere because they do not. They're this particular station. They're trying to keep it kind of quiet. The station's also mobile. It has thrusters and it is occasionally moving about in space. It changes location from time to time because this is the pirate base, not the actual security corp. It is, as such, not the fanciest looking place in the world. For some reason, it seems to be obsessed with the 1980s arcade era. So everything in here is about that kind of bling. So.
Great. So there's neon everywhere.
There is. The
May or may
thing that's gonna
not have a resemblance to Thor Ragnarok. We're not sure.
might not, maybe, who knows. But everyone's toggles are going to have a message saying that new ship is forming up. If you're interested, please meet in the forward meeting room. If you do not show up within the hour, it will be assumed that you were uninterested in this opportunity.
Can I assume that I have been relegated to mechanic work and I'm still desperately awaiting?
Yes, you've been just hoping because you're just so
Yep.
sweet and young that no one seems to give you a chance.
Yeah, so
any
she's
of the ships.
gonna like fucking
This is your first message like this ever, Lily.
yeah. She is hopping up and running to the meeting point way early. It's not
I like
cool.
to think you're holding your toggle up like I've got a golden jacket.
Does this station have gravity?
The station has low gravity, but it does have gravity.
Are we artificial grav engines or are we like rotational gravity?
It's artificial gravity on this one.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm still gonna run.
Yeah.
Oh, floaty.
Bounce off the walls a couple of times.
They have too many ships docking that they don't want to deal with the rotation, so they have some artificial pockets here. So there's artificial gravity on the station. So Lily, you're gonna take off running to this meeting room. I'm really excited.
Yep.
I am going, but like slowly and like coolly.
Are you trying to act like you're nonchalant? There's not a lot of people like up at this time for some reason. Well, a lot of people already are assigned ships, so.
You gotta peek down every hallway to make sure there's somebody there before nonchalantly.
Oh. I mean, what's the purpose of being nonchalant when nobody can see you being nonchalant?
That's fair enough. Yeah, it's a,
Yeah.
a thing. So
But what if
were
they
we
do?
saying that we had all been on here for a couple months now then?
Yeah, you've all been in here for a couple
Okay,
months.
so I just wanted to make sure of it. Then, yeah, Lonnie will also probably come out of the door as she is looking at this call because this seems like a prime opportunity and other people going, and she will see Amelia heading down the hall with this deliberate swagger going on for like, you look ridiculous.
I like Amelia just doesn't respond because I know you're not talking about me.
Literally nobody else
I
in the
look
hallway.
badass.
Hang on. No, you gotta descend your left shoulder a bit more. There. Now you really look ridiculous.
Just like stop and look at her with my sunglasses down the bridge of my nose, so I'm looking over them.
Why?
Just like
No, I'm on the floor. You need to dip it. Yeah, just straight look down till the glasses fall. That's been my third pair of glasses I picked up from somebody this week. I've got a fucking bucket of them. Anyway, you go into this thing. Come on, you're late.
it's like I get there when I intend to. I
All
just,
right.
like, turn and
Well,
start
I'm gonna
walking.
get there before they leave, so you can get your glasses in the morning. Just to get the head off.
I
with
just
the
pull
glasses.
another pair out of my pocket.
There's no shortage of them.
there's a printer built into that jacket.
All you see is him reach into the coat, her reach in the coat, and you just hear.
She's gonna put on the glasses as she's going. They don't fit. She doesn't care.
They don't. They're
No.
they're flying all over the place as you wiggle woggle your way down the hallway.
She does has a very cool jacket that fits very nicely though. It's pretty slick.
Who knows how it stays on? She has no shoulders.
She does have
or
shoulders. She has
arms.
wings.
Oh, that's right. She does have wings. Yeah. They somehow stay on.
Hmm.
We
Does it
question-
have
we
like
question how hard it was to
T-birds
put
on its back?
It has glasses on its back at this point.
No, on the back of it says "Poop Monster." It's a baby's jacket.
Wow.
Alright. I know. Alright, so she goes slithering down the hallway ahead of you much faster because unlike you, she's not trying to be nonchalant, Amelia. Lily, meanwhile, is far ahead of everybody. I've got a golden ticket the whole way.
Amelia?
Control V.
Amelia's ahead of everybody.
No,
No,
Lily.
Lily.
Lily. I thought I said
Okay.
Lily. Sorry. Yeah, Lily's ahead of everybody. Going,
That's
I've
what I
got
thought you said.
No, she said Lily, I think.
Oh, I had Amelia. This isn't gonna work.
I said you're ahead, I said you were ahead of Amelia.
Ah,
Doing the whole I got a golden ticket the whole way with Lily. Zen, I'm assuming you're gonna answer the call.
Oh yeah, and arrived properly on time.
All right, so you did a proper good hustle and Control V. Are you slinking-
Control V is getting there fairly quick, but avoiding all the major routes. Everyone's bigger and scarier than him.
Mhm. All right. Well, when you guys get there, the door is wide open, and I'll probably say Lily and Zen will be the first ones to arrive. Lily kind of took a jump start to it, and I'll probably say Zen arrives at about the same time as probably Lonnie, maybe. There is a very well dressed blip vector in the room, and they seem uncharacteristically out of place here. They are wearing a very fancy suit, which most people aren't. You can tell that they have a briefcase with the logoing from Cool Technologies on it. They have a set of black glasses that they have taken off. They have white fur, kind of a simian face, big droopy ears, and a large horn that goes up. You might recognize the character from the icon that I'm using.
No, keep going.
No. She has a long, kind of a dragon-like tail and some scales and some golden hooves as well. She's quite a mismatch of different parts. She kind of seems to fuss a bit, clearly trying to get her PowerPoint presentation to work properly on this projector, because that is a plagued thing that will never go away for anybody.
It's true.
to
And also,
eradicate.
700 years in the future, they still can't get printers to communicate with computers well. It won't
Mhm.
work.
Yeah.
Like
The
3D
Wi-Fi
printers and stuff, that's all fine. But if you want to print a piece of paper, fuck it, it'll never matter.
Yeah.
You're
During her fiddling, Lily's just gonna be like, "Excuse me, ma'am, do you need some help with that?"
I'm not really good with these kind of things.
Here, let me take a look.
Wow, you're hi.
Hi.
Which pirate are you?
I'm Lily. I'm mechanic pilot. I guess they haven't really sent me out yet.
That's great. Hi, my name's Nilla Apricosa. I'm a representative from Cool Technologies. I'll have a presentation in a moment. Just if you could get this going, that'd be great.
No problem.
You can get it set. It's a non-issue getting it set
Yeah,
up for
I
anybody.
just gotta click on this
not-
and bam.
Yeah, I was like, oh look, it immediately worked. But she kind of smiles and she puts her glasses on in a hurry, like she's trying to act like she's very very prim and proper. Puts on a bit of a stance as everybody starts kind of wandering in. Like I said, Zen and Lonnie will come in next, and she will actually, for the first time ever, Lonnie, someone is offering you a lateral friendly chair.
I don't even know what to do with it.
I know.
Actually, I mean, for a snake, that's kind of a stool, but I mean,
No, but it's one of those ones that kind of elevates and has
Yeah.
more support for a serpentine body.
she,
And,
figured-
she gets on this. It's like, what? Did you know what was coming?
Wait, isn't a lateral friendly chair for a snake a stick?
Yeah,
I was gonna
pretty
say,
much,
wouldn't it be like a towel rack?
Yeah, it's essentially it. Yeah. You
yeah,
seen you seen the one with the freaking Segway that the snake's on top of going back and forth?
Basically, with Lani laughing manically.
All right. Well, the
She's gonna get on it and actually seem a little perplexed because like typically she's not expected at a meeting.
yeah,
So-
but there's different places, and she starts handing out little pads of information. It's the standard non-disclosure agreement that you have to sign every time you go onto a ship. That you cannot about any knowledge of cool technologies and their subsidiaries and their funding of this particular project, things like that. Profit, loss, life, that kind of things. There's also a non competition kind of thing in there. You won't take their information of their people and go off to another pirating group to assail their own people, which you've heard rumors.
So basically, they just use a standard contract.
Yeah, it's basically a very standard contract. It's very but you get this. She's handing those out, and then she waits for Amelia to slowly walk in. She closes the door and she goes, "Oh, good. Everybody, almost everybody came. Hi. I'm Mila Epicosa. I'm representing. She looks like she's almost having trouble like getting. I hate the fact somebody put dick butt on there. You dicks. Okay. So.
Did you guys know that we can edit the player notes and tracking?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to change that. Okay. So, all right. So, Cyber Operation Ordinances and Limited Technology would like to welcome you guys. I have gotten great information about all of you, and I think that we have the makings of a great new ship here. And this is going to be my first time as a handler for one of these ships, and I think this would be a great time for all of us to try something new and maybe break some new ground. Have any of you worked together before?
Well, I kicked his ass last week.
She looks around for whose ass you kicked.
She didn't actually gesture to anybody.
That's why she's looking around for whose ass. You kicked.
She just wanted to see a little reaction.
I think she helped me a bit with some programming on a little bit of machinery that needed fixing. She points at Lani, but not really together.
I worked with. I'm pointing over at Fox. I worked with her on the woke.
Yeah, I have information about that. I want to assure you, sir, that we are very aware of your needs, and we were really excited to keep you on board in the program.
I'm not very aware of his needs. Can I hear a little bit about his needs?
It's mostly psychological evaluation stuff. Miss Lani Chitoy, is that how you say your name?
Not at all, but you'd laugh even more if I told you how.
Could you please correct me then?
It's Chitai. If you want to, you just kind of emphasize the end part. It's like with the tie, with
Tie?
Control V is actually looking at the way that is spelled. Chutoy?
Right. So I've been down this path before, honestly. I mean, why don't we just stick with the Lani part at the front? That's the first part. That's the part that I usually use. Is that one?
Do you like Lani or Miss Chatoy? I can do either.
I'm sure you can. Just the Lani.
Amelia's
Lani's
like face
pretty
is just
good.
lit up.
This the Lani part's pretty good. It's the one that I put on my on the papers when I signed it.
Okay, Lani, and she gives her a thumbs up.
Great.
All right. So I understand previously you all have worked under captains.
Lily shakes her head.
Except for you, of course. I understand you've kind of been working with the deck crew. most of you have worked under the captain situations. Are you guys aware how they function?
I understand that they're annoying.
No. Can I have a reminder?
Okay, well, the captains are basically in place as somebody who is the point of contact between the corporation that I work with and your guys' crew. They basically are going to relate what your guys' interests are in the different job postings that we have, and make sure that various people are given the appropriate amount of payment as a result of their involvement in the adventure, as it were. Typically, we only have one captain on a crew, but this will be a new ship, and we don't have
Dibs.
a current captain that is ready to take over running things. So I have been put forth as your guys' first liaison. I wanted to try something kind of different and see if you guys wanted to work as a group captainship until one of you may have arrived at leadership. But you guys are my only ship right now, so it will be a lot easier for me to give you the attention. But eventually it would probably be best if one of you guys was the full-time captain. Or we could try to get you one if you prefer. Also, I see that you don't really have a dedicated pilot, and I was hoping that they would show up. And you can tell she's kind of looking at a folder, at her pad, and you can kind of see that there's a picture of a dolphin vector that you guys have seen around. That's a bit of an alcoholic.
Oh no.
Has not showed up for this meeting.
Can we call him Captain Jack?
So,
Captain Morgan. That's what we should call him.
So,
Sailor Jerry.
Yes.
Is this something you guys will be interested in, or would you prefer to have just one assigned captain?
It's like, do we need a pilot? I'm a great pilot.
I can pilot.
Out of character. What are your guys' pilot rank skills?
Well, now that I actually have my Neuroplex purchases, I'm at a pilot of 4 with a boon.
Okay.
I'm a pilot of 2.
Okay.
Also bountiful.
And
I
are mercifully away from all the previous party members that would say, no, put her under controls, no.
Yeah.
yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I did see in your records, Control V, that you are. Are you sure you want to handle that kind of stress, though?
I can handle stress.
I believe in
He's
your feet.
smiling.
All right. Well, so it seems like he can handle the piloting then. That'll be a thing. You may also be able to rig something up maybe on the ship when you guys are making boarding operations. Now, unfortunately, because of the nature of our work, I can't give you a brand new ship. We need it to look a little lived in.
Piracy.
So, yeah, it's not going to be the greatest and the best, but it'll be its own thing. You as a group will have the option to pick jobs off our bulletin board. We do request that you take at least one job per week, unless you're already on an active case. We would like to see that you're keeping some active work out here, so that way we can prove that the region is unsafe for the unprotected.
We can do that. That's easy.
Okay. Would you guys like to see the ship?
Ooh, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, sure.
And by the way, Sam, I just sent you.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Still not complete, but it's closer.
She grabs her things and she tries to figure out how to unhook the PowerPoint display. Where it was basically just going through a bunch of legalese on a board of blah 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 blah, ship blah 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 blah, Huron 2 blah 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 blah, respective things. Do we still have Zev?
I'm here.
Okay, I wasn't sure. Like your icon went weird in Roll20.
Oh.
I just refreshed. It's fine. Okay, so it might have just been on my side. The she takes everything down, and then there's a bit of a a lull as she goes to another door and opens it up and starts waving you guys through. She seems very respectful. She's wearing a very professional suit, as it were.
We're on the station, right? So we know the architecture here. What is through the
Yep.
room? Is that like what's
It's
over there?
it's out to one of the bays, out into one of the ports.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
a port that you guys previously has had no active crews working on it because there were no ships over there.
As we're going through it, Lonnie's gonna be like, and pile of shit coming in 3, 2, and 1. She looks over the edge to see the ship.
Don't be so negative.
It is not the best looking ship in the group.
There's a difference between negativity and correct.
It is the smallest spacefaring ship capable of doing work. It looks like it has a gun, and it has a front gun, but it does not look like the arm works that it is mounted on. It definitely looks like it's going to need some love.
It just fires slightly to the left.
It's really more about steering the ship.
Technically, every direction is firing straight in space.
Yeah. But she takes you down. It's a bit banged up. You can tell it's been shot a few times. There's scorch marks. There does look like to be that there was some sort of logoing that has been scraped off of it. If anybody wants to give me
I would like
a
to
body
roll.
perceive check.
The previous title was The Dear God, Why?
What difficulty, Semi?
I'll say difficulty 2.
Does that say Planet Express ship?
Panic Express ship.
If you're equal to it, it's 8s, right?
Nice.
And then you add your
Body exact. That's the
Oh, I did bad.
All right.
No
So it's
sympathy.
a 3, or what was it again?
It's difficulty 2.
Difficulty 2. Okay, and it's against the body exert.
no
It's
body
against your
perceive,
perceive for the perceive check,
Body
yeah.
perceive. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
and then you
So
add your body
I-
exert as the bonus.
Me and Tygon did equally bad.
plus D10 plus 3. And that was a flub on the roll.
No, you succeeded.
No, I rolled it and I accidentally went /roll /roll.
Oh.
All right, so Control V and Lily, you guys are able to pay attention to the logoing. It looks like there's a shape, almost like a falcon head or something like that, that has been kind of erased off, and you can, by looking very carefully at the metal and looking at how everything, you can tell that this isn't a result of the damage that the ship took. Somebody has been grinding this off, but you can make out about this out of the letters and numbers that are there.
Okay. Who wants to play Hangman?
It is now officially the You Be Dead. So
I'm sure somebody will eventually figure out what that means.
I have an inkling.
Oh, I already know what it is.
Yeah, but it is like it's been shot up and cleaned up. As you go inside, you can see there are several patch holes from various different holes that have been shot from the inside. It looks like some of the pressure platings have been replaced. There's actually it's a mix of old and new right now, because there's a lot of change out that's happened. There's a bit of blood staining to the carpets, but it is a tight but feasible little ship. It looks like one of the smaller vessels that get run usually as part of a larger group of ships. she will take you in and show you that the cabin is actually very tight. Only about 3 people could ever fit in there, and that's including the people sitting down and piloting. I say including, so basically 2 people could be pilot and co-pilot, and 1 person could be standing behind them. And then at that point, you're pretty much out the door and out of the piloting area. The ship has 1 bathroom, and it's like every airplane adventure that you've ever had. A little tight, a little upsetting.
The shower only has the entire ship only has a 2-gallon water heater.
With the scale described, I'm picturing the aliens drop ship.
Yeah, it's pretty much something like that. But basically, the bathroom has a shower in the ceiling, and there's the toilet in there and a sink. So you basically it's just all,
Shower while you poop.
So shower, poop, and everything right there at once. There's a little airtight cabinetry for things, but it's definitely not the best. You can tell that it has old air intakes, and the filters are new, so all that stuff's new. And a lot of the wiring may have been changed out recently with newer stuff, but it's a hodgepodge. And there is a single barracks. There's not private rooms. So there are.
That's a single barrack, singular. There is 1 bed.
Yeah, a single barrack.
Now,
There's
big
a
question-
barracks.
Yeah.
Are there enough beds, or do we have to share?
There are 6 beds.
How many of us are there?
There are 5 of you, I believe.
Yes.
Should be.
So,
Oh, that's a relief.
Uh-huh.
The pilot was
And-
supposed to get one, but the pilot never showed.
Yep. And then there is also a cargo area with a little mounted arm for lifting heavy objects and some tools in the cargo area for doing things. But that is, she gives you kind of the grand tour, and she goes, it's really not much, but I mean, you can get better over time, and maybe we can upgrade you to a better ship later.
I think she's awesome.
It could certainly be worse.
I'm glad you're so content, because you're going to be spending a lot of time in it.
It's exciting. Isn't that exciting?
It's cozy.
I spent a lot more time in a lot worse places, so.
We could
Have
pretty
you
her
ever
up.
been in
A
an
few
IRPF dropship?
It
Trust
doesn't
me, it
have-
could be worse.
It doesn't have any built-in gravity, so as soon as you guys take off, you will be
Good fun.
yeah.
Oh, that's going to make the restroom really interesting.
So did Amelia ever end up learning anything about the space?
I was gonna
Like-
say, Sam was asking about Ganymede and Europa, and I was like, I thought we just moved to a pulse city on the other side of Mars.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah, that's
basically
right.
what
Yeah,
happened.
that's right.
Yeah.
I thought it
There's a lot of that took off
it's,
planet.
it's been like a month or something, and it's been a fever dream for me lately. So don't even like.
But I don't know if Amelia is entirely 100% certain that if she goes outside of the wall she dies, or if something happens to the wall.
I actually think that as a result of her last mission, which I did say people died from decompression.
Ah, okay.
She may have.
She has become somewhat more acutely aware of the space that gets in.
Yeah,
if
she's
you
kind
open
of
one of
more
the doors.
acutely. I will say if she wasn't aware before then, it was way more climactic.
No, it's actually Amelia had a bunch of work done before going out on this mission because she got super paranoid about it. As she was researching, okay, so what's it like to do workout in space?
Oh God!
Just like, oh no, people's blood vessels just kind of come apart at the outside.
According to the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which is basically where she's getting all her information from, space is very large.
So in this movie, I'm looking at people's heads just explode, and in this movie I'm watching, they just freeze solid in seconds.
The space is really inconsistent.
As your guys' point of contact, I will be supplying you with a number. If you go to any relay station where your toggles will work. If you call it, I can give you the coordinates for the location of this station. I can't give you much other information. We only give it to you crews that are here because we try to keep. Well, I'm sure those of you who are a little bit more tech savvy understand wanting to keep things a little quiet on the airwaves.
Nod, 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 nod.
Is there anything you guys can think of that you need? Is this going to be okay?
Curtains?
Did you not have any?
Well, I mean, I got some fabric, but it's kind of wasteful to use it on this. But like, we could put some curtains up in the back barracks so we could give ourselves a little bit of privacy. And wait, what, can we give the ship a look over? Like technically,
Yeah, I would
Um,
like to know for certain that the
yeah.
space will not get in upon leaving the
Yeah.
station.
yeah.
I am authorized, and she reaches around behind one of the little like storage areas and pulls out a cool tech bucket. I was supposed to give you this in case the space gets in.
Oh, wonderful. Just what
I
I
like to
expect
think it's a
from
bucket that
old
produces
tech.
sealant, and you just toss it.
It is actually a redressed version of something to seal the hull.
Lovely.
So it's just something I hide under.
Also,
basically,
Svi,
the action of hurling it in a direction will cause it to splatter out and do the seal the whole thing.
That's an inkling paint bucket. Wow.
yeah. Does Lani have good engineering, or is she just logic?
It's not amazing because she starts with a fault in it.
Okay.
Oh,
But I think I patched part of that. No, I'm good. I have a boon in it and no ranks.
Okay. So you're good with computers, not so good with the
Not
mechanical side.
amazing. No. Mine operates
Then
better.
I figure we probably know that from each other. Station work. Lani, do you want to check the computer systems, and I'll check the engine and stuff.
Right. I'll go look at that.
Oh wait. Was there more? Sorry, getting ahead of myself.
No, it's okay. Yeah. If you guys want to take time, you can also feel free. We can supply you with various paints and things because the ship recently was patched. So if you guys want to,
Her
give it a
eyes
paint
light up.
job, and you'll need to register a name for it, and also
Yes,
for your
okay.
crew.
Can I do that? Can I do that? She just looks at everyone else.
Ah, little donk.
I can tell you from experience that Amelia over here can't paint for shit. So. What I'm just saying.
Oh,
Yeah. She's looking at it.
there is just like
That's
fire.
a low blow, my
Amelia's like
friend.
Amelia's ears just turn back slowly.
What? I gave you that figure 6 months ago. You still haven't painted it. Is all I'm telling
Wash
you.
is on a substitute for painting.
What are you gonna do?
Them's fighting words.
Whatever, Minko. What are your paints? Down into the
Darkest
top.
name.
Just like I don't think she's even gonna say anything. She's just like glaring.
I get it.
I like to think- you know how like when a cat gets mad and their tail starts puffing.
Yeah.
It's just like skidding past there. She's like, I don't need to have hands. I've got painted figures. Fuck.
She's just gonna mutter beneath her breath. I'll show your fucking edge highlight the shit out of this shit.
Wow.
Non-metallic metals and everything, yo.
See, she has to take this out on Amelia because like Day never played with little dolls.
Oh.
Meanwhile, flashback to home where Day has all of
Just
Lonnie's
like-
left behind figures
like-
out.
Just like, look here, you don't talk shit about my little man.
Well, yeah. Anyway, I'm authorized to supply you guys with materials to redress the ship how you want. You'll need to she nods over to Lonnie. Do the registering. If you want to, of course, do any customization of the ship's AI. It's a very simple one. That it's not. You can disable it if you want, but it'll run the minor subroutines. But you can also get food for your stores. I mean, you know, load up the printer. You have a
miss?
very simple printer. It only does food. I'm sorry. If there's any supplies you guys need, go ahead and requisition it through me.
Question: Did the other group who had the ship before us name their AI?
Yeah, they did.
Was it Hal by chance?
Was it what?
Hal?
No,
HAL?
no. It's Red Team's ship, I believe.
They're screwed.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I have the bulletin board posting here. I'm forwarding access to you. As long as you are on station, you will have access to the bulletin board. You can pick up any of the missions. After you leave, you will lose access to the bulletin board. Please make sure to tag which mission you're taking before you go, so that way it lets other crews know. So then we can take it off the listing, so other people won't try to do it. Okay.
Righto.
Got it.
Okay. I'll be around. And again, I'm Miss Apricos. If you need anything, I'm your contact from Cool Technologies.
Looking forward to working with you, Miss Apricosa.
All right.
It's like
She'll offer her hand to shake with anybody that
Shake,
wants
shake,
to.
shake.
I'll
Yeah.
shake her hand. What I do, I just point outside, just like, hey, what did that used to say?
I think that's used to say blue team number 2.
Oh, they were part of the Builders League.
Yeah. Good luck with that. Anyway, have a nice day. Let me know when you guys are gonna take off. And then she scoots out of there.
We should call the AI Griff.
She digs me.
Control V's looking up at Amelia. I liked her.
It's like,
Seemed nice enough.
And as he turns around and starts working on the computer, too bad she's going to die horribly.
it's like, so, I mean, corporate mouthpiece. They all look the same. You'll meet her again 100 times.
That she looked quite different than any other corporate piece I have met.
I guess it's just, the manner, the way they talk to you. They just all kind of start to run together.
Stuttering and nervous?
No, she was talking about the new girl, not big guy over here.
She was stuttering and nervous.
Oh, I suppose that's true.
And besides, the fee's not that nervous, right? You're looking forward to this.
I don't know. I guess I'm just used to people being nervous around me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Once people get to know you, I'm sure they love you.
People be nervous around you. You're not a nice person.
Yeah, that's true, buddy. Just kind of pat him on the shoulder.
He flinches away real quick. Nah.
See a goat?
Oh, this is gonna be interesting.
All right. Who wanted to do what to the ship?
Okay. I would just like to spend time giving it a general mechanical diagnostics. Running over, checking vital systems.
All right. I will say, why don't you give me an engineering check at T1? You have everything here that should help you. So.
Also, if Lani's working on computer systems, I'm sure she can call out errors and specify what needs to be checked.
Yeah.
I'm going to go over the piloting control systems.
They seem very basic. The ship is a little
target 10.
It's hard to tell how it handles because you're in dock right now, so you can't really get an idea how it turns or anything like that. But the controls seem very simple.
Control V's just going to pipe up at some point. I feel safer if we had a paper star map and a protractor, That's more advanced than the computer.
Wow. Lily, you can kind of give everything a look over. You do find there are a couple spots that need to be sealed a little bit better. Whoever did this very quickly. You think they probably just use an automated program to do it, and it may have just missed a couple spots, but you're able to get those sealed up properly. The wiring seems like it kind of doesn't like itself because it's between two worlds right now of newer tech and older tech, but it's not in any danger. It just means that if something breaks, it's annoying.
Okay, I've patched up a couple of holes, and I mean, I'd really like to address this wiring system at some point, but she'll hold up fine.
I will peek through and see if we're getting any kind of like a systems flags for problems.
All right, difficulty 1 for the computer check, please. So you have access to everything. You have access to station assistants right now.
Hello.
Hello.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry. Everything just went super quiet all of a sudden.
It went
No, I
super
was
duper quiet.
looking for the various stuff because I've got things floating around here.
Yeah.
That's fine. Okay. I'm gonna use my boon.
Do it quiet so none of us know you're doing it.
Do it quietly. Do it so that we get advantage on your next or get
I mostly just want to see if I can check for oversights that maybe the computer isn't paying attention to. I'd just like to do a good check on it.
Okay.
So there we go.
The AI they have put in is very simplistic, and it's obsessed about your oxygen levels. Like really obsessed about your oxygen levels.
That seems like a good thing, considering.
To the point, it's pretty much whoring out all the memory for that, which is great. But it seems to have nothing going for automatic water cleaning right now.
Oh, man, we
It
should
has
probably
a
do
water
that.
filtration system that it is currently completely ignoring.
Lily, is there anything wrong with the water filters?
No, I checked them a few minutes ago. They're dandy.
All right, hang on just a minute here. Let's see what we can do about that. She'll try to get it to space out its life support a little bit.
Okay.
Get the water working.
It takes a bit of a nudge to get it to pay attention to the water, but it seems like somebody had turned off a setting, probably because they were doing maintenance.
You know, those people who don't like water.
Well, they clearly had to work on a lot of the ships. They may have turned off the water systems for the computer while they were fixing something. So they're probably going, computer, stop doing that to the water. We're trying to fix the pump, right? But it seems more than happy to just go. It doesn't have a actual personality AI. It just has a very basic AI currently.
Air. Breathe. Air. Oxygen. Air.
I'm just gonna make sure that it addresses me as captain, and then I guess I'll leave it alone.
Okay, it will confirm you as captain and ask you to name the ship.
No one's ever given me this kind of power. Power. That's it. She names the ship the Power.
All right,
Yeah.
the ship has now been registered as the Power. Alert.
Always wanted to get a friend called the Power.
Can it be the power and the glory?
The Glorious has to
Power.
be the escape shuttle.
Automatic alerts go out to the crew and to the station that the ship has been designated the Power and Captain Lonnie.
Ooh, I can work with that. And she starts, idly coming up with paint schemes as she's working.
The power,
Just like,
isn't that
you know-
a little ostentatious?
My
Oh,
only other
wait a
option
minute.
was to pick things from freaking Rush titles. Like I would need Rush album covers to be our various ship names.
Captain Lonnie, though? Really?
What? She said I was captain. I mean, and
Clearly
I
both.
guess other people will captain, but that would be a really long registry. So I took the initiative,
I want to point out that I clearly called dibs during the meeting.
and I would like to point out that none of us heard you, because I mean there was something in my ear, which
Yeah.
is, I mean, it happens. There was some hair or something. Anywho, Captain
have-
Lonnie.
you have pretty
I like to think Lonnie's like under her breath, like your inability to paint your miniature.
How goes everything else that needs to get done? Which I'm sure
Lily's
we're all
coming up
working
from
diligently
beneath
on.
the other deck plates. Like, yeah, I think we're good. Oh, I need a bath now.
how are our
The
weapons?
upside is the waterworks.
Oh, yeah, I should go look at that gimbal. I seem to be able to move it. 1 second. She's actually gonna go outside the ship and take a look at that fucking weapon.
It looks like it sustained some damage, and the rotating arm does not currently work, and it doesn't look like anybody tried to hook it up. It does look like they repatched it up so it shoots.
Does this look like a fix or a replacement job?
It looks like it's going to need a new base.
Okay, it shoots. We have one weapon that shoots, but you're gonna have to like kind of turn the ship a bit because it's like kind of at an angle, and I don't think I can fix this. We're gonna need a new part.
I have confidence.
That's nice, Captain. But
that was Captain Lonnie's sarcasm, by the way. I'm actually very worried about our prospects right now.
oh, we'll be fine. Don't worry about it. But seriously, the weapon system is aimed to the left.
How
Far.
it'll have to do then.
You know,
Say it's off by about I don't know.
Yeah, about 5
17
degrees.
Oh, 5 degrees. I thought it was gonna be way more nasty.
I'll
fire wants to
5 degrees.
adjust.
It's 5 degrees to the left. Whoever it's locked it into place, and you can probably adjust it a bit. So we'll say it's about 5 degrees.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, it's 5 degrees off. It's
So,
not
in
too
light of the
bad
fact-
as long as the target's
Hey.
close.
Is it possible that we could just go like heist somebody else's gun rig?
We're not really supposed to be taken from, the other pirates at the moment.
Yeah.
On account of we'd be attacked.
I didn't say pirates.
Well, there's nobody else here.
I mean, we could keep an eye out for one on our next job.
That is, you guys are allowed to take whatever you want as bounty from the places you attack.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's one there. I'm kind of thinking that we don't want to get into a gunfight in this tug anyway.
Yeah, we probably want to be more sneaky, right?
Yeah, we're probably not really gonna do a lot of shooting at anything we're attacking, so it's not it'll
I'm sure
probably
our first mission will be nice and quiet. Won't alert anybody. Flash forward to screaming and gunfire.
Bodies being thrown about.
Why doesn't the ship turn? Why can't only 3 of us be in the cabin?
I'm gonna look over the jobs.
Alright, I have the jobs posted in the notes section.
She's going to pull them up via internal viewing. Says, alright, so we got a couple options here. Satellite installation on an asteroid over the past 30 days, 3 ships, yada yada yada. Installation privately funded. Okay, so we're gonna look at that thing. New colony outpost, an affiliated group has moved to a previously abandoned station. Unknown population, unknown contacts, unknown pets, unknown dogs, unknown visiting ships last 30 days, 2 ships. Okay, fine. Registered Progenitus Affiliate Laboratory has last 30 days. Activity registered of abandoned lab site, small asteroid. Signatures are active, no longer signals. Ship sighted region. Well, shit. Pick a rock, folks.
So we have known target. We have unknown target. We have post facility out in space, which probably means deadly viral stuff, right? Right?
Maybe. I mean, it could just mean that they got.
I don't
lost.
like that one. And we have unknown.
I was gonna say. So what you're telling me is we have known unknowns,
Unknown.
and we
knowns.
have known knowns.
And the unknowns that we don't unknown.
Unknown.
Right.
Why don't we start simple? Just go after the first one.
It's not a bad idea.
Here's a quick question. What all can you guys do exactly? Because I feel like most of you guys are nerds.
What? No. Hey, look, I'm a Pottstown girl, born and bred, and I can probably crush a man's skull with my bare hands.
Okay, that's awesome.
But I'd rather not do that. But
Yeah,
I got a big swinging stick.
I would doubt you, but I've seen you open and close bulkheads. I'm not sure I could have, so.
Real quick question: we are supposed to be minimizing casualties, right?
I
Well,
think
man.
so.
Oh.
I mean, they don't really specify, but I guess there's got to be clientele left for.
But if we don't leave anybody alive, there's nobody to buy new security. So
Yeah, I figure mostly property damage.
At this point, Control V has pulled out his toggle and he presses a button, and there's a sound clip that's just like, "There will be no survivors."
Not that. I mean, I'm decent enough with my weapon to like pull my punches.
I am a pretty good shot myself.
Basically, if you are 2 over the target for combat, you can choose to do non-lethal. So if you got at least 4 in a stat, you're good.
It's like I'm just figuring out where we are and everything.
I'm perfectly content to let you all figure that part out.
She's super good with computers. Like she helped me run a diagnostic on this stupid misfiring printer, and like she did it lickety split.
Actually, it turned out the problem was it was a printer.
You know,
I mean, they're just
Right.
bad in general.
Why do people still do that? You can just 3D print the paper with the words on it.
It's a nostalgia thing.
I'm not talking. What? No, the food printer.
Oh, that? No, the food was just bad. That's the bottom line, really.
Yeah, you printed the chicken noodle soup out, and it tastes exactly like chicken noodle soup. It was horrible. It was
It's supposed to taste like chicken noodle coffee.
I heard of that printer.
Have you tried the round coffee yet?
No, the joke's old.
Oh,
That went out of
joke will
style.
never
That went
get
out of
old.
style years ago.
I personally do try to avoid getting shot at, but I have a tendency of being able to make things, assets work against them, so we can work that if we need to. I also have a little gizmo that I drag around that will do most of my shooting for me. I have to warn you, though, it's not particularly discerning as to what it fires at.
Concerning. Okay.
I mean, I can control it myself, and I am marginally more discerning at who I fire about, depending on how they've acted lately. But the machine itself just sort of has an auto mode. So if you hear me say it's on auto, don't walk in front of it. This is really the bottom
I've had to
line
remind
there.
you, Captain, that I have been nothing but loyal, and please don't shoot me.
I certainly will not. I cannot say the same for the turret.
What about you, Phoebe? What can you do? What can you do?
I can shoot people. I can fly. I can stitch a wound. I can sneak around.
So you're a bit of a generalist.
Please don't make me angry. Please.
Okay. Odd request, but sure.
I don't want to leave. It's just a better idea if we want people to live.
What about you, Amelia?
Well, I'm really good at winning.
Tiger blood.
That's a really cool skill to have. But how do you win?
By any means necessary.
But what's your best method?
It's certainly not dice
All
rolling.
of them.
It's going to depend on the situation. And I can pretty much do anything you need me to do.
Okay. Non-committal. I like it. What about you, Sen?
I have plenty of military training, and like I said, I'm a pretty good shot.
Okay, cool.
Admittedly, not so good when it comes to close combat.
So we all got skills. That's good to know. What about non-fighty stuff? Well, what's everyone good at? She tugs on her now fucking oil sooty clothing. I'm a pretty good engineer.
Can't confirm that. I picked up a bit of experience in like stealth stuff and sabotaging things. Although, admittedly, sabotaging in the sense of breaking them, not fancy stuff.
Whatever works.
I've got a fair bit of medical training.
Oh,
I don't think we have any. Are there any cogs? I don't think we have any cogs in our team, do we?
No, not unless someone's got a real good creepy exterior.
I am technically more mechanical than organic at this point. She says as an aside.
She's shiny, right?
Huh? No, she doesn't actually have that stuff.
Okay.
But between implants and whatnot, there's probably actually more metal in her than there is bone.
I do have a couple of implants, but no, I'm not the cog. At least not that I know. If I am, the doctors didn't tell me.
I imagine a few of us probably have some work done.
It's like, well, anyways, I can work on both.
Cool. Oh wait, if you're gonna be our doc, yeah, we need to talk later. Okay.
Wait a minute, you're gonna be a doctor? Listen, I was kidding about the models, all right. I know you can paint on occasion.
It's all right. Don't worry about you, toy.
Right. That's gotta be like that, is it?
That's Captain Chutoy to you.
It's
Damn
like,
right
no,
it is. I'll back up your
It's like,
toilet. God damn it, there's only one toilet. I feel like I've been disarmed.
Plan
it's
has
like, I'm just
failed.
like, but be like, what?
She's like, I will seek petty revenge later. You just, carry
It's like,
on.
no, it's-
Carry on.
I'm not upset about it. I know it takes me a long time to get the painting work done, but like I said, I put my time into learning how to win. So
And how's that gone for you?
different skill sets for different people.
That's fair enough. By win by any means, she means cheat when she's 6 points down. That's really what it comes down to.
I
Also,
mean,
I have
I'm
no
not-
idea what the
not
structure of
impressed
this
with
game is, that we have like points and shit that's going into it. But whatever. It's gonna be the Calvin ball of this setting. It's what it's gonna come down to.
I was so glad that Calvin Ball has now been introduced.
I hate the fact that you're basically introducing inside your RPG another miniatures game that now people are going to crave.
Listen, you
information
can't
about and
move
want
your
to
recon
play.
move. It's during the flube phase.
Well, that would be the case if I had not flooped the pig.
Yeah, but I don't. If you flip the pig in this setting, it has a very different connotation. So I don't think we need to be flooping the pig.
It's like unless we're in the red phase, in which case everybody has to talk backwards.
Exactly.
Now,
You didn't
So,
touch
question.
Wicked 5 anyway.
Damn it!
so we're a pirate station, right?
Yes.
I imagine there's sometimes a need to quickly repurpose and redisguise a ship, right?
Yes. That's why
So
there's
we've
paint
got pretty
jobs.
good painting facilities.
Yes, you pretty much can just pick colors and slap designs. You can actually upload anything from a pad, and they will
Nice.
it
Okay.
will spray paint it in the thing. Which
Bright
is
red
way
with a lightning bolt down the side.
Oh,
The
Oh, is
power.
that what you're
God.
doing?
You
I
gotta call it the
linked the
Shazam.
image of what I thought you were gonna do.
I was actually going to go really garishly bright with flowers and such, but it's the power, so
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so it'll be bright red with a lightning bolt down its side.
yeah.
All right, so it and it's done painting like instantly.
Oh, I know exactly what she looks like.
What?
Copy and paste.
This is the
though.
Planet
Uh-oh.
Express.
Nope.
Aha.
Oh my
Yes. Very good.
My God.
What
grief.
the?
Grease lightning.
Yeah.
Oh
Mhm.
God.
Oh my goodness.
All right, so it's done up Grease Lightning style. This poor
Yep.
spaceship.
I feel
I
like
think
we're not gonna.
as
I feel
we
like
begin
there's
to
no more.
as we like dedock with this thing, you know, the heads of the cool tech organization will be looking at it. Cool enough. Cool enough.
Actually, are you guys dedocking?
No, I think that was in reference to the future.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we have. We
still
haven't
picked
picked
up
a
mission
Yeah.
or gotten food supplies.
We do need
From the
to do
company
the
shop.
supply thing. So I think I guess
Um,
start moving stuff over, which means I have to go put on my cute little backpack.
Oh no.
Oh,
It is the
so
cutest
cute.
little backpack.
Does it
Oh,
actually hold anything, or is it
Yeah,
just?
she's fairly large on the whole. I guess she's
You can
standard
fit a
size.
hamburger in there.
Hamburger backpack. Hamburger backpack.
It's got a flap. Looks like
as soon as
Did you steal Daydreamer's vintage?
no.
Cargo
This
Sovereign
backpack looks like it's a bit, you know, like it's got a little bit of like this kind of goth edge to it. Like she might have bought it herself, but it might have been purchased by somebody else, somebody who felt like she needed a backpack and was looking out for, you know, the person hanging out with her kid that needed a backpack. Somebody.
What were you saying, Amelia?
I say as soon as leaves to get stuff, I'm just like, I don't cheat. She just forgot to read all the codices.
Listen. A new chapter approved came out.
Behind you, on the screen behind you, is this little line that just says she totally cheats.
It's not my fault if Lani doesn't read the latest FAQs, so
Yeah.
Totally
Right.
cheats. It's up there.
It's like it's not my fault that they made a glaring mistake in the rules. That I
Yeah,
just-
you know, this is clearly intended to be run a different way.
Are we able to put in a general like restock order?
Yeah. You can put in for a
Yeah.
general restock order. That just means you won't get anything specific.
I think we can live with that for
Yeah,
now, right?
They will basically
Yep.
fill up your tanks with the tube stuff for making that. You
Mhm.
have the most basic recipes loaded into the printer and things like that.
What is cheese bread?
Delicious,
Oh,
actually.
you- oh,
Did
you're
you
gonna
mean
love
that?
it.
I mean, cheese bread's really good.
Okay, I'm gonna run to my quarters and get my gear. Super excited. I'm gonna like put on one of my outfits, even though we're not going into combat. This is a
But
special moment of anticipation.
Lily, you were kind of like situated with all the other engineers that are usually on the station, and they all just kind of give you a thumbs up as you go running by.
That's where her
Someone
little
put
thumbs
their
up
hands
habit
out for
comes
high
from.
fives as you run by.
Yeah,
you
hell
know?
yeah! I'm giving them high fives.
Yeah.
I'm doing the whole Bilbo Baggins. I'm going on an adventure.
She's gonna, as she's running by, she gives him a high five, and in the same motion as she's passing with the high five, they're doing the cross across the chest as she's going by, like this is body, mind, and soul. Good luck. She's
Yeah.
gonna die.
Yeah, because actually, you were the only person on the station engineering crew that actually wanted to go on a ship.
She's getting a wish, a deadly, deadly wish.
Yeah, your deadly, deadly wish. The rest of them were quite happy to stay here. Some of them had came off ships at some point. But yeah, you can get all your stuff and get loaded on. They will do a yeah, the Bilbo Baggins run. I love it. Going on an adventure.
Which her run back, people get to see what she actually wears. She's, the band Baby Metal.
Yes.
I do not.
I have heard of it.
She basically looks like that kind of outfit styling. She's
I gotta look this up.
Why is it that anytime we reference anything, Tygon's initial reaction is a sad sigh?
Oh my
Because
god!
I have heard of it.
They are the cutest little goth girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And she's carrying a fucking ginormous scythe.
They're fun.
Look how cute they are. I like how we all linked the picture.
Yeah. I did twice.
I did once.
I did not.
And here I was resisting real hard not to get the size because no, that would not be fitting.
You can always make something fit.
Dude, I'm gonna.
That's what she said.
Ba-dum-bum.
Oh,
Just
Okay.
now, in
So,
reference to the
I'm
song.
gonna break the model a little bit and share a picture of Baby Metal hanging out with the guys from Boboth.
yeah,
Ah,
yeah.
nice. All right.
Control V
So-
will be coming back with his stuff, including his gigantic stuffed snow leopard displacer beast thing that's about as big as he is.
That is going to be a problem.
It takes up
That's
an
why it's
entire
getting-
bunk.
That's why it's getting its own bunk.
No, that's the captain's bunk.
And the first in-party fight began.
Lani,
I'll have you know this is my meeting room.
Lani, you're not getting 2 bunks.
what? It's the captain's bunk. And of course, the first mate's bunk.
Technically, it was supposed to be the pilot's bunk.
I don't know if we're
What is
budgeting
the
for,
storage
like-
on the ship like? Is it enough for us to each like fit a backpack's worth of stuff?
Yeah, there is lockers that you can put stuff in. So you
Okay.
can put about a backpack in. Like I said, it is a tiny little ship right now.
She will.
How big is your cargo hold?
It is probably it is about the size of a small room. It's very 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 tight.
Yeah, we need a cargo hold empty for things that we steal.
Yeah. It does have a already already crane arm in there for lifting and loading heavy things into the cargo bag.
So
So-
I just be like, V, she's just messing with you. Just tuck your stuff in there.
When you say big giant, this supposed to be thing, was this a big plush?
Yeah.
It's
Um,
the stress toy. It's the stress
Yeah,
ball.
she'll look at that and then she'll like dig in her old backpack and pull out this very small little lion plush and go, you gotta be a bit more conservative, man.
It's mostly because she's jealous and would totally take that giant one.
Yeah.
Wake up next morning to Lily sleeping on the plush.
That is always an option. He could forgo his bed and sleep on the plush instead.
Mhm.
But yeah, you guys do have limited space on this particular vessel. So this is your first timer vessel because they don't know if you'll live through this adventure.
The confidence.
Listen, we gotta start on the
Also-
slope.
Also, the ship itself looks like it is very modular. It could probably be expanded, but it would take time. and money.
We're not gonna get a new ship, we're just gonna keep adding parts.
Yep, just keep adding onto it, make it bigger, better, stronger. Wah!
We have the technology.
But yeah, you guys each have about a kind of a little locker at the end of your bunk that you can put things away in.
My stuff
it-
fits pretty well.
It would also
Probably
be
not.
possible to get more room for activities if you guys were to swap over to using bunk beds.
Hmm.
I kind of.
Oh,
assumed
so
that's
these
what
are
they were.
actual beds.
These are actual
Not-
bed beds.
I honestly was thinking they were kind of like submarine beds, where they're stacked 3 high with like maybe a foot of clearance between the top of you and the next one.
These are just beds that are currently.
Well,
Ah.
I mean, yeah, let's
Now, question.
stack these bad boys up.
I hope they have the NASA sip-in sleep bags on them because artificial gravity don't have it.
They do have zip-in areas. So, but
Yeah.
it is basically it leaves the upper area above your beds because as soon as you guys go 0G, you're hanging out up there probably. So it's really about where you want to position things. That's the other thing you have to consider. That plushie is going to float around. He will need to be strapped in.
We can just apply some Velcro
Shap.
to where it
Zap.
belongs. But yeah, I say we stack those beds up.
I mean, do we even physically need beds? Like, could we not just use a zippered sleeping bag kind of thing that was attached to the wall?
We
could
could,
do that. You
as
could-
long
you
as
could-
we don't land.
Yeah, it's like
And
Yeah.
if we
You don't
land,
know
we can
gravity.
sleep somewhere else.
We during flight, I might be able to get enough rotational velocity to get it some gravity.
You'd have to be accelerating the entire time.
Yeah, that's a
He
that's a
said
lot of spin you'd need to put on
Yeah,
Yeah.
for a ship this size.
Yeah.
probably not worth it.
It'll be.
I ain't fussed about gravity.
Ah!
You just-
Also, that's going to be a horrible distribution of fucking force.
The ship's not really made for that. You don't really want to start spinning it wildly through space.
So it's
you get your
Okay.
you get your acceleration going, and then when you cut the thrusters for the cruise, you use your RCS to flip the ship.
Our ship's like this wide. She says, stretching her arms out.
It is a very narrow little ship. You will have to spin very, very fast.
it's like it doesn't much matter.
And it also, it's seriously
You'll be
like
fine.
you would have someone against the ceiling on that side, someone against the floor on that side, and then the moment you step to the side, you've
Yeah.
fucked up your center of gravity.
And
this
the
have
world
a-
just keeps spinning, spinning.
Does this ship actually have like a shower or something?
Yeah,
It is
whatever.
built into the bathroom. It is in
Ridiculous
the
space
ceiling
age
of the
equivalent.
shower. There is some sort of vacuum system that sucks the water back up, but it mostly just floods the room with water.
We need to replace that with a flow form in a hurry. It's gonna be really bad.
It is the most
Almost drowned in the shower again today.
Yep, definitely try to kill me.
It's like being waterboarded constantly.
Dear mom, camp is rough.
Well, think about it this way: you tie a bungee cord around your waist, hook it to the floor. You could get your pool laps in.
Fair
Actually,
enough.
I think I'm in love with this design for the ship, so I'm gonna pretend this is what the ship looks like.
Ooh.
Oh, nice. I like that.
Cool.
Yeah, but we'll just retcon that the gun is below the cockpit. Shoot slightly to the left.
So you ever seen
Really?
those ship design things where they're like based off of a real object and then they just
Yeah.
kind of convert them?
That one looks like a dong,
Yeah, that's kind of where I was going with that.
but with spikes.
But with spikes, yeah. There's only one real world object that this was based off of, and that's
To be fair, rockets normally look that way.
fair
so
enough.
anyway,
Sure, why wouldn't it be phallic?
Yeah. It's only because you made it go there. Okay, but yeah, I actually really like that design and how it has a little landing gear right there. So that's what I'm probably gonna headcanon that it looks like. All right, so yeah,
I am okay with that.
everything's loaded up. Everything's kind of in place. You can make any last minute adjustments to the ship if you want to. If you want to try and do the bunk bed thing, you will need to take some station tools and redo some things because you'll probably want to remove the current beds, chip or shred them, have new ones printed out and put in.
I could do that real quick if people want,
Sure.
Sure.
All right.
and we could reclaim some space by not having the sixth bed.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So you will do 5 beds.
Actually,
Wait,
if we're doing
the
bunk beds,
3
it'll
high?
still be 6. I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah. Just do
Yeah.
3 high across. And that way you have an extra person.
One person doesn't get the top bunk. It's just that's the captain's headroom.
I'm gonna go to Lily. It's like when she's starting to do that, it's like, hey,
Uh-huh.
when you print the bed out, print one of the beds out so that it says Captain Amelia on it. Eh?
Okay, yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm gonna print each bed to say Captain our name on it,
I love
except
it.
for Lani's, which will have Captain Lani
Nice.
or Captain Chitoy rather.
Nice. And what's the blank one gonna say? Captain Blank Spot?
Captain goes here.
Captain, your
They
name
can
here.
fight over that.
Captain not appearing in this film.
Captain goes here.
No!
All right, so
Captain Placeholder!
Ah, Captain
Oh!
Placeholder, yeah.
there you
Farewell
go.
to the
Oh.
placeholder.
Captain Visible.
Nice.
I get it.
All right, so you have reprinted, move things around. You actually have room in there now. You could probably set up you could probably bolt down a table and stuff if you wanted to do something waffling like that. But you do not have gravity going forward. So it is-
we can sort that stuff out after our first mission, maybe.
Yeah, but at least you have extra storage now. You've regained about half the space in the cabin area or in the
Nice.
crew area.
Yeah.
Because you managed to mash everything together. It does have a thing where I'm assuming you probably would have mounted the lockers for everybody at the end of their beds, regardless of how high up it was.
Yeah.
Just at the
Yeah.
end. Just mounted onto the end because it was on the end of each bed. So you have that all kind of mounted in there, and it's kind of a weird look now, but it's very bare on one side of the room, and then there's a whole bunch of beds.
Yeah. We can decide what to do with that space later.
But these beds smell newer and fresher because you just reprinted new ones.
Also, I picked this floral scenting option for the sheets.
Yeah, they smell nice. It's
So
the nicest
allergic to
smelling
this.
room. All right, but everything's ready for the ship to go. The only thing you guys have not solved is pick a mission.
I'm alright with picking the first one. If we just want to go.
I would just like to veto the Progenitus one, so I'm fine with the first one if that's what people want.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think we should attack anything progenitors affiliated. They tend to go
Installation
crusade
seems
on.
to be a privately funded research group from Paul's subsidiary. Wasn't that the one you were concerned about horrible viruses on?
No, I was concerned about horrible viruses from the Progenitus place.
Registered Progenitus Affiliate Laboratory has the last 30 days received major shipments. Expected to be mostly lab personnel.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Lab personnel,
that does
fires
scream
Actually,
of
weapons
melting
of
faces.
mass.
I'm actually cool with that one. I have a grudge against Progenitus.
And that's when this party started to fall apart again.
Alright. Hang on. Let's start with this first one here. Satellite installation on Barren Asteroid. I think Barren Asteroid's going to be a theme on account of like 3 of them reference one. So let's just start with this first one here.
They're all going to be the same asteroid, just different sides.
This is a very, very populated Barren Asteroid.
I guess we're operating in like the Kuiper belt or something.
I'm just imagining the Progenitus lab technicians are there to kill the TI bioprobes.
Actually, do any of these reference these numbers? These are actually like asteroid designations or something.
These are target designations. They actually give you.
Do they reference
designations
distance? Yeah.
They give you that after you take.
Oh. So which one do we reckon's furthest?
We don't.
That's always going to be the. Oh, we could run a betting pool on like how far away something is.
I
Yeah,
have
surprise.
never engaged in any degree of. Yeah, alright.
I guess how many days travel and whoever's closest gets to the pool?
What are we
Sure.
betting exactly? Did you want like? Because at the moment I'm a little light. Because we're out of gravity. You see, that was the joke.
Ah,
Right. But
Oh.
beyond that, I also have no money.
no money. Oh, well, that's not fun. Okay,
I
after
agree.
this job.
That's why I'm out here.
After this job.
Didn't you save up a little in case you need something?
How about the since we're as he air quotes pirates? How about betting parts of your share?
I don't know how good the ship we're getting is.
Maybe after the first one. Let's do the first one before we start getting into how little of the first one we're getting. I'm still going to like show up on this goddamn barren asteroid. It's been nothing but dust, rock, and like somebody's bare can that ended up there. They just dropped a can on the side of the asteroid. That's the hull. That's what we get.
I want my fifth of can.
Right. See, that's what I'm thinking of here. I don't want to bet my fifth of can. I guess.
All right, so I'll say 07896A. Everybody, we're all
Right.
good.
Fine with me.
Yeah, sure.
All right,
I
are
will-
you putting that in as your chosen
She will
destination?
push the button on account of that's what the captain does.
All right, cool. All right, so after
With what?
I have my
totally wanna
mind.
try to. When she reaches for the button, I want to try to push it first.
The button is in my
But
mind.
she
That is
doesn't
how I
reach
can
for
do
it.
it.
She uses her brain thing. So she says, "Is this the one we're gonna fit?" You see Amelia reaching for it, and there's an unseen force pushing on Amelia's hand.
Yeah, I push the button and also slap her hand magically.
Yeah. Yep. All right. You select it, and the other missions disappear from the roster
No.
as
Oh,
they are
no.
no
Get
longer
these back
available.
someday.
As they are no longer available, and other crews will be optioned to take them.
We totally should have done the Progenitus one.
Branching paths. Oh no.
Yeah,
Did anyone make a
paths.
save the game before we chose that?
Time to
If only you
save
saved
scum.
the game.
Scum.
Yep. So those ones are ticked off, and you see some of them graying out as they are being picked by other captains.
Well, I guess we know who we have to kill. Oh, well, sorry.
You guys are given coordinates. The asteroid, it was within a day and a half within the territory that you guys are currently assailing. So you guys kind of know that you shouldn't have to travel more than a week in any direction right now
Because the main base does the bulk of the traveling.
Yep. Main base does the bulk of the traveling. So you guys are going to be waylaying in this direct area. So you're going to be about a day and a half out. You're given more specific information. The installation is called Stretch It, Bend It, Break It, Fix It.
Oh, we made a terrible choice.
They deserve death.
And
But guys, if there's anything I know, it's the Progenitus has nice shit.
It's too late. That option's off the board. Like literally, it's removed itself from the board.
yeah, so you're given that information, and you're allowed to continue forward. You're given clearance to disembark at your time.
Helm, go. You do you.
Okay. Well, does this station have a name?
The station is called Mayhem, as
Mayhem.
is the group. It's basically Mayhem Point.
Mayhem Point.
Yep.
All right. Well,
The group is called Mayhem. The station's called Mayha.
yeah.
Or maybe no.
Yeah.
It's,
It Mayha. It Mayhem. It Mayhaps. Yeah.
May him, may her.
I'm going to disengage and actually plot course for the rock.
All right. You can disengage. Just give me a normal piloting roll. You're coming off gravity to not gravity, basically. You're going to be pulling away from
So
artificial gravity
difficulty
right now.
0.
Difficulty 0.
Are you warning anybody before doing this?
I said Helm. You know, you do you. That's warning enough, right?
Okay, so I have a boon in this.
Yeah, because the surprise is gravity's going away.
Yeah. She'll do a general
So,
announcement. So I believe
I
we're
have
leaving.
I'm 4 above, so I'm at D12, D12.
Yeah.
I believe so.
4 above, as in your
Skill
Body
is
stat.
4.
no. That's
my body.
class.
Oh, my body stat is a 3, so it's
D10,
Yeah,
D12.
it's 3 above. Do 10 to 12. And then you're just gonna add the 4 from piloting
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah, the skills
And
are
then
always just
boon.
pluses at the end.
boon does nothing.
You
You
can set it to
target 10.
yeah, target 10 if you want. Or otherwise, you could do
something
like the super cool deployment from Starship Troopers, where you get the nose like 3 inches from the wall, and everybody's like, "Damn."
You can do it with flourish, basically.
Yeah, that that cinematic abomination.
Or you can get a 10% discount on the takeoff.
You could do
I'm
it 10%
taking a 10 on the
quieter.
I know my dice. I'm taking the 10.
Huh?
Fair.
Alright, let's see you do the 10. So roll a 1.
And
Sam.
the roll already failed.
You rolled a 12.
No, I had again. It was the roll thing.
Oh,
Ha.
anyway, you did it. So you managed to very beautifully pull away. Everybody in the cabin suddenly is weightless as the ship pulls
Whee!
away. You will notice immediately, Control V, that the ship handles a lot more rigidly than you would have expected. It's small and its maneuvering thrusters could use a little bit more pep.
This thing has no. Get up and go.
Oh, well, I guess it got up and went.
It's to stay back at the station.
Fair enough. Hey, you want to see like the fine controls for, that gun that doesn't move? Like how much movement can we actually do on the ship?
None.
No, I mean like attitude control on the ship.
Oh.
So when we try to aim the gun that doesn't move.
I'm going to say this. We are a brick.
Oh.
The thrusters on this the thing are probably designed for something smaller, like a hover car.
Okay, so what you're telling me then is that this job needs to be surgical and quiet.
I will say, the ship moves very fast.
That was the next point I was going to get. But basically, it's a brick with a giant rocket on the back. They
It's very
said
fast in one direction.
they said a day and a half. I could get us there probably faster.
So do we have like any kind of boarding situation on here? Like what are we gonna do when we get there? Just walk up and knock?
Everyone's got spacesuits, right? Well, if you need them.
Yeah, but
mean,
Yep. Probably just get there and keep a distance and first take a look at what we're actually facing.
Yeah, I suppose what kind of access they have is going to change how we approach it.
I guess we'll see what the external defenses are.
Do we have any kind of? Can we scan them?
Do we have scanners?
The ships normally have scanners. I think you can look for power signatures, probably radiation.
Yeah,
and
you,
things like
you can
that.
look for heat and stuff like that. It's
Yeah.
not quite, Federation
It's not-
scanners that
It's
tell
not
you
like you
plot
can
related
identify
items.
something. You can't immediately tell that they're using these kind of guns without.
But we can
actually
probably see, hey,
identifying.
look, there's a lot of heat radiating from here. This is either habitat or power source or.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can make educated guesses, basically.
You
Oh,
gave
you
us a
said
ship
heat.
without a plot scanner? Damn it.
Yep, no plot scanners.
I thought you said
Either
there's a
that or
lot
you
of.
can get a pair of binoculars.
Huh,
I have a pair of binoculars.
so do I. I was gonna say I thought you said
your sensors.
What were you saying, Amelia?
I thought Ali said there was a lot of hate.
Yeah, that's a lot to hate to see.
That's where
It's like-
the sheave is quartered.
Yes.
Is this like Ghostbusters 2? Is the station under New York?
we found
Wow.
at least we found the Senate. Yeah, it's
Yeah, you just hear from the broadcast. Good, you are here.
just click it.
flow.
Young fools. Oh man,
All right.
I'm sorry, Sam. We should never invite the sheave. It just never leaves.
All right. Well, in the next day and a half, you guys travel onward and through space. You are able to match speed at a distance with the asteroid that is kind of hurling around in space. It has kind of like a forced orbit that it's doing, where it's kind of keeping time so it doesn't crash into other things right now. But you can make out at a distance the shiny bit of metal that is clearly their station lodged onto the rocky structure of this asteroid.
I'm gonna consider that a life sign.
How
Yep.
big is the place?
You are at a distance where you can barely see it because you're probably trying to avoid scanners right now. But at this distance, you'd probably say probably an inch and a half, maybe.
Just hold your fingers up and like
about that big.
look.
But
This
based on
ship is
the
small.
distance that we are at and the size of the other rocks, I'm going to say that station is the size of a moon.
What is a small balloon? What?
Shh, don't make fun of his voice.
Oh, so bad.
Remind me to call in some favors before our next mission.
If you were able to figure out and piece together how big it might be, it would be slightly larger than an aircraft carrier.
Oh,
Oh.
So
that's
that's
big.
lodged on there.
Control V is actually licking his lips looking at this thing.
But it isn't actually an aircraft carrier, but it is several different buildings and stuff like that. Does anybody want to try and do any distance scans and figure out what those things
Yeah,
are?
I kind of want to figure out if it's got any kind of defenses that I can.
All right, give me a let's science the hell out of this. We'll say a difficulty 2 science check.
Alright.
I'll like be looking
I'll
at
say you
it.
can use mind on this because you're going to be looking at readouts from the computer.
They'd be faking
Yeah.
like the OD and RD, the not tricorder rules, right?
Yeah, I guess. I never really played with that thing, so
Yeah,
I always forget
didn't
about
get
the
much from
ODNR.
it.
Alright, you can tell their power is on, and there's probably enough heat there for life support systems and things like that. But
Hang
you
on a
haven't been-
second. I got focus at the wazoo. I'll try a.
Oh, well. You better watch out because you have a new doctor on your ship, and they haven't given you your yearly physical yet. So you better protect your
That's better.
wazoo.
There we go.
Eh,
My wazoo's fine. As is my role.
All right. Well, you are able to to figure out that there is definitely a major building that has been set up for handling air reclamation and filtration and stuff like that. There's a major power station. A lot of this building is actually just for the power that it needs to subsist. There are several several other little buildings that are giving off different amounts of power. One you would assume might be kind of the residential area, and the other one's probably the labs because of how the power levels are fluctuating. You can only guess. There is also readings for 2 smaller objects with dissipating heat signatures. It looks like they have some sort of transport vehicles in their bay. But you can't see what they are because they're inside.
Yeah, any kind of like defenses, turrets, or anything?
From this, you can guess that there's a lot of energy signatures that they probably have them, but you can't see them at this range.
Alright, so looks like they've got spread out sequences, sort of things you'd expect for a small outpost. There are some transports inside the bay over there. The idea behind this is to try to make these guys feel like they might need additional protection. I think we need to expose their vulnerabilities a little bit. Chances are they can shoot us down if we get too close. I don't know what they have for offensive technology, but they've got enough power to run something fairly large. But that over there is air generation. If we can get in quietly and blow it up, that would certainly frighten them.
We might need to spacewalk it then, because if they've got defenses, I think we're all aware that hiding an object in space, if there's any remote heat scanner, very hard.
How's it look on the other side?
right, that's what I was gonna say. If we put a team on the other side, shut
And
down
walk
the
around.
defenses, then we can
Yep.
bring the ship in.
Sounds like a good plan.
It just
assuming
seems like
that's a
it's
plan.
mostly just rock pits around the whole asteroid, so it doesn't seem like there's any other facilities on the asteroid. There is definitely signs of digging that has occurred on this asteroid, but it may have just been people getting samples and stuff like that. But it it has no atmosphere.
Well, that's just inviting us to land inside the asteroid. I'm just saying.
That sounds like a good plan to me.
I've never
feel
seen
like
that
we're
go
gonna-
wrong in any film.
I would almost say if we're here to scare the shit out of them, we go into their we land in their hangar.
Oh, we'd probably
They're
get
not gonna
shot
shut
on the way
down.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know if they can shoot us out of the air yet, and
giant brick with big rocket.
Well, I don't think you're gonna like out accelerate a projectile specifically designed to catch a ship. I'm just saying.
Also, you have a single gun, and it is not the biggest gun out there. It is just a gun.
If I put it down someplace out of sight, we can go up and look and see what's there.
How do we take stuff?
Well, it doesn't all have to get done on the same trip, right?
I
Just
mean,
put the ship
yeah,
down,
we,
go
we,
look
we-
at
we
the
go
in, we
vessels.
disable the power systems, knock out the defenses.
And then a secondary team brings the ship in. The defenses are.
It's like we can always walk back to the ship.
Mhm.
That we have to debate whether or not it's going to be worth trying to raid them to begin with. I mean, part of the thing we wanted to do as a job, we could just collect the check. If all we have to do is frighten them into thinking they need to buy insurance, blow a few things up, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think we should take some random shit just to look like we're pirates actually raiding, but
Yeah, that's a good point.
it doesn't have to be particularly valuable. We don't know what we're going for.
Is there
It's
a
a
place?
pulse place. There's probably something valuable here.
Let's put it down and go for a walk.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
these are they? This is a scientific facility, right? These are like scientists.
Well, it's a post facility. I assume they're developing something or another.
Funded reaches group from a Pulse subsidiary. We don't really know what they're making.
Would if we like kidnapped a bunch of their scientists, would another corp like buy them?
Ah,
I don't know if we want to do kidnapping.
yeah,
Mm,
probably not. Yeah.
Although we
I
could probably
mean-
take their research and sell that.
Yeah, that's a great idea. But taking people that will actually get the Jovian on us real quick.
The what?
The the IRPF division out here. The head hunter.
what if
Taking
we-
stuff to the corpse can go, hey, we'll write that off as one thing, but people they kind of have to respond.
Also, you'd have to figure out how you're gonna keep people.
Yeah, we could better keep our plus supply, which is, by the way, overflowing, and I'm not sure how I feel about that.
I refuse to respond to this. Okay. Can you keep us at a distance, fly us around to the other side?
I can try. What's my standard check?
I'm gonna say difficulty 2 on this because you're probably trying to do as little energy as possible, and you're trying to match coming in on a rocky terrain that is not hospitable or set for landings.
D8 plus D10 then.
Yep.
And I'm taking 10 because I have the boon. No
And
flashing
if
needed.
you fail the check, I will probably give the ship some structural damage because it will hit a rock. All right.
Nice.
You managed to make a perfectly safe landing somehow on this hell-spiked rocky terrain. You just somehow land, and there's this crunch, and a rock gives way, but it levels the ship perfectly out as you land.
As he's going down,
Control V turns around in his chair like a glove.
This is be like one of these days we're gonna fuck up this landing. It's just gonna be just like Alien. It's like, oh, there's a giant, claw specifically designed for landing on rough terrain. Well, that fucked the entire ship up.
All right, so you guys land perfectly, and there is a black space outside the ship. There's just star fields to the sky as the asteroid drifts about, doing its thing. And there is just a rocky terrain everywhere. It is quite cold outside because this is on the dark side of the asteroid.
I assume we have a very minor airlock.
You have a very minor airlock.
How can it do all of us at once, or do we have to go in?
You'll have to go in groups of 3.
Okay.
You might be able
That's
to
the
squeeze
problem.
Lonnie in with somebody else.
No, I demand a group of 3.
Okay, let's suit up if you need to. But she's just gonna step directly into the airlock.
You understand space, right?
Oh, I'm made for it. Don't worry.
What?
What? You never seen somebody with amazing surgeries?
What, like, you're gonna
I
hold
have a
your
question.
breath?
Are you going to be able to talk while you're like this?
Nope.
Okay. All right.
Not unless the laws of physics in this universe are very different.
I will also point out to you guys that currently where you are able to reach a relay for proper use of your toggles. You're now within a range of a tower, which is why this pulse place built where it did. So it's a faint one. You have like 1.5 bars, but you have comms range right now.
So probably not gonna be watching Venus games done quick.
No, and they're going to be delayed
Damn it.
anyway. You can start downloading them. Maybe it'll be done by the time. Stay up all night,
Okay.
see only one game.
Fair enough.
And we're actually in 0G, right?
No,
Cool.
there'd be microgravity now, but because
Yeah, there'd be very,
planetoid
very.
itself's gonna have something, but
Yeah, there's a little bit of microgravity, but it
Okay.
won't take very much to push off to get some air. It is not too terribly big of a rock, but it will have something.
Actually, and Svi will have to ask this. Would void thrust function here?
probably. I mean, unless there's like some reason Sam wants to prevent it. Maybe you just can't get off. I don't know how exactly big this is. I imagine if it's small enough for us to like actually walk from the one side to the other, it's not gravity of any particular. You know.
Yeah, it's not really a lot of gravity here. It's not. It's.
Yeah.
We're
We're
thankful
gonna hike
for
like
a
a
lot.
mile and a half and get to the other hemisphere. That's not
Yeah.
a huge area.
Yeah, this is a tiny rock that you guys are on.
It's smaller than the moon. It's probably enough to.
Yeah, I mean they're able to stabilize its directions with actual thrusters and shit like that. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
this is something that they managed to make use of. You know,
They created an orc ship. It's amazing.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a rock.
it's a rock. They have a rock. All right, so what's your void thrust do?
Allows it to
I
fly in 0G.
I can fly in space basically. I can
Yeah,
move at twice my movement rate.
I would consider this space probably. So it's close enough to space. I will say that this means that people will need to, since I was going to say this anyway, that this is considered space as far as I'm concerned. So you will need to make sure you take precautions to not float away.
Mhm.
So
I
doing
have
crazy
that.
things that might launch you straight up might mean you go off the asteroid.
Mine's actual proper control stuff. So I'm good.
No, I'm saying for
Yeah.
the people who don't have any kind of
Yeah.
things, they're going to need to make sure that they are prepared.
You have your
So-
gravity towers, and they're
I have a point shift gauntlet or whatever.
good.
Good. Does everybody have a point shift gauntlet?
I don't believe I do.
I do not.
I do not.
Okay.
God damn it, people were.
I'm
Man.
still buying stuff.
Did you at least think of buying spacesuits?
I did get that. I'm checking to see if it's built into it. I don't think it is.
I don't think it is.
By space, what?
All right. So, who's going out in the first group?
I'm going out in the first group.
I'm okay going out.
I want to
I'll go out.
with somebody who's got maneuverability.
So you want to leave with the first group?
Yes.
Alright. So you can get out. The doors open. The cold, unforgiving space is ahead of you. Does your void stuff help you with extreme cold?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
With
this
all of
is-
it, she's pretty much a space organism. Why they
All right,
decided to
it's-
pattern her off a mule is anybody's guess, but
I ain't patterned off anything. She chose to get these.
She got these surgeries on herself. So yeah, that's a crazy thing. So yeah, the mule girl seems completely unfazed, even though everyone here knows scientifically she should be an ice cube and have exploded by now.
I would ask her what's up with that, but she doesn't speak anything. She didn't get
No,
that.
this is the best time to talk. This is the best time for Lonnie to talk.
Yeah,
To somebody when
Lonnie
they
is
can't talk back.
definitely. I mean, you can't see my mouth right now, but like, that's what's happening.
All right,
Interesting.
Lily, you have no problems maneuvering because this is basically space to you. The point shift gauntlet will, of course, let Zen move forward like a fish in water.
Yeah, no, this
Um,
Marsco General Issue spacesuit just keeps you from dying. There's
yes,
nothing else in here.
so Lonnie, in her tube sock spacesuit, is kind of just floating there.
I wish to attach to somebody who is escorting their captain.
Well, you'll need to communicate with somebody who can hear you.
I will say she does have her toggle case on her wrist. If you want to send me a text message, I can see that. But otherwise, she's just giving a thumbs up and starting to move forward.
The first message you get is "Please don't leave me, I'll die."
Okay, that'll make her pause, and
She's
she'll
gonna get
double back, looking
sad
concerned,
eyes on the thing.
Oh,
Oh,
and she will just reach her hand out to you.
She's going to attempt to reach out with the wing, which has more mass than the rest of the body, thus pushing her away from you.
Okay,
she starts spiraling slowly to the side.
she will propel a little further and just wrap an arm around you, and then she'll give a questioning head tilt over to Zen. With that look of, "Are you okay?"
giving her the thumbs up, and like it indicates that he has some.
Yeah. Alright, I will fly along with the noodle.
All right, the airlock begins to repressurize and is ready for the other two people to get in.
Okay, I'll go.
Do you have one of those point shift things?
Like, nope.
Oh, this is going to be fun. I forgot mine.
I guess we'll just have to kind of go slow.
That's via radio, Zen's voice. I'll pull you along somehow.
Were they on the radio?
I assume they were just talking to each other in person
Yeah,
in the ship.
because they're still in the ship.
Okay, never mind.
Sam,
All
how
right.
far away would you say we are from the station in minutes?
I am going to say spacewalk wise, it's probably a good 20-minute hike. There's a lot of rock and stuff, and that's if you have a point shift. Without a point shift, it will probably increase that time a lot because it's a lot of. You're gonna have to pull yourself along on rocks.
We have a little printer. I mean, if anybody still has money around.
I have 9 credits.
I think Sam said it was only food.
It's
Yeah,
only food
okay.
printer. It didn't do anything special.
Also, I have 9 credits.
Jesus
You guys
Christ.
had a lot of money.
And it all got spent.
How
Just
can you not
saying.
have point shift gauntlets for space camping?
All right, so shh. Hopefully they both had spacesuits. Shh.
Yeah, because apparently the ship is cycling at this point, so.
Yeah, like, sorry,
It's like,
do you
good
guys
luck.
both have spacesuits?
I will say yes, I do.
You will say yes. Okay.
My suit is sealed.
Is it sealed or is it space worthy?
It's not space worthy.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Your time limit is limited a little bit, so be careful.
Oh,
Yeah,
on the
you
plus
got like
side,
15 minutes, right?
No, I
It's
think
cool.
it goes for a little bit.
on the plus side, I can hold my breath for a very long time.
There you go, then.
That's not the problem though. It's the cold and the the radiation. I think that might be an issue. All
I'll
right.
be fine.
All right. Well,
internal supplies good for about 10 minutes. Do you have any bottles?
I'd like to cite 9 credits.
I'll be fine. I can survive in space, and I can hold my breath for a very long time.
Oh well, if you have space survival equipment, then you're fine. But like, yeah, your suit's not gonna last you very long.
What's your space survival?
I have void flush.
So you have void lungs or
So
whatever.
she doesn't have
Well,
the lungs; she has the flesh.
Yeah, like I said, I can hold my breath for a long time. This is not a survive in space indefinitely. This is a short period of time.
How long can you hold your breath? Because you're making this
30
decision.
30 minutes to an hour, depending on activity.
Okay. Alright, it's gonna be
Which
closer.
there's going to be a lot of activity because you don't have a point shift gauntlet.
Yeah, so it's gonna be about 30 minutes. So it's gonna be tight. Okay, but you'll have the first 10 minutes. So if you just hustle, you might get there. All right. So yeah, the thing cycles, and the two people who don't have point shift gauntlets come out. Zen, you were hanging around. I'm assuming making sure the other two got out. Okay.
Yep.
And Amelia is apparently wearing armor, like not a spacesuit, but armor.
I am also wearing armor, but I have a Mars Co spacesuit over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you
Yeah,
guys
same
have
here.
armor underneath your
Mhm.
your things, but I'm just saying there's no armor in this case. So
I didn't expect to be this much in space this quickly.
Yeah.
Welcome to HSD. Whatever you least expected, space.
It finds you.
Looking at Amelia's armor, is it clear that this isn't really space worthy?
Like,
did we step out expecting her to don a spacesuit and then suddenly alarming?
I don't know, because I don't know what kind of armor it is.
It's heavy engagement support system.
So I don't know. I'm not familiar with that set.
So the answer is not normally.
Not normally.
Yeah.
It's not a normally space-worthy suit, I guess is the way to say it, right?
It's a riot suit.
Oh, but,
Yeah.
I actually have a spare spacesuit.
It's a little wiggly arm.
Sized
one.
for you.
You just, you put it on your face like an elephant trunk. And,
Okay, like seeing Amelia step out in that, she's going to look very alarmed. If I accept, actually no, I'm fucking super. I can probably pull two people along. I've got super strength. I can fly in space, right?
Yeah, but I'll say you won't be able to move at your maximum speed.
Yeah, I'll take the half movement.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be fine. I
you-
can
you-
get there.
You pull you pull Lani, who can probably just cling onto you, and Amelia and Control V.
I don't know about three people, but
Hold up. Can you just pull?
I
me?
will require an athletics check from Amelia to hold on to you while you're flying, because it's going to be on both sides there.
I mean, can you just hold me? Can you just pull me and I'll hold Lonnie? Because I've got so many cargo points.
That is another question. How many cargo points do you have, Allie?
let me check these macro cargo points. Macro enhancement.
That's right, macro girl. I forgot about that.
Macro,
So if
not
anybody
macro.
ever wondered what it's like when you make a micro into a macro,
Yeah.
that's what you get with this.
She was a micro in her past life. Nobody knows it.
Oh,
Just cargo. That'd be easy to search. Okay.
She had a sweet little family.
uh,
She's
they all
basically everything I could
micros?
do with Essel if I was willing to commit.
Are they all micros?
Maybe. Oh.
Well, you said they were a little family.
Well, at least one micro. I was making a joke. I'm just making a joke. I'm not giving away anybody's backstory right now.
Okay. It does not. I don't think that the ability to lift more has been translated to cargo point capacity.
Okay.
Yep, nothing about that.
All right, so the struggle is real. All right, so
Okay, so what's
it doesn't
your
really
mass?
matter what your cargo points are, Amelia, because of the
know.
fact that Lily's the one that has to carry.
I know.
It doesn't matter. So,
What is
I-
Lily's mass? Base
Uh, base mass? Oh, she's like a 4.
mass. Hex occupancy.
1. I know what my base cargo capacity is,
Oh, okay.
but I'm saying I don't know how macro affects it because there is no direct translation. It only has weight.
I'm gonna say I would probably normally say you would be hampered to like half movement or something like that. But as long as Amelia is, well, we're already kind of saying you can't move at your full speed, so we're gonna go with that. So
Yeah.
but I will say that Amelia could end up breaking free or something like that because she is a lot more mass than you,
Yeah.
so it makes it ungangly. So she's gonna need to do athletics checks.
See, I'm not too worried about like losing people because I can chase them down very easily and reorient them to the asteroid. I'm just worried about getting her there in like under half an hour.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll be able to move her at the same speed as the point shift gauntlets, basically.
Your carrying capacity is doubled.
It's doubled. Okay.
Yeah. So the macro thing is all the abilities of physical enhancement minus the landmark bonuses. Physical advancement is modified
Oh,
by
it was
its
in
lift
it was
load.
in physical enhancement. There it goes. Okay.
Double carrying capacity.
I missed the part where it said physical enhancement or else.
All right. Well, yeah, you'll
I'm
be able
at
to,
an
like I said,
18 then.
I'm still gonna say that carrying 2 people, you're gonna be going.
I'm fine with that. That's
But you still have control V without a point shift, so I'm assuming that Zen will help them and probably slow down their movement a bit. Otherwise, control V is gonna need to do athletics checks going across.
Yeah, no, I'll happily help.
Okay. All right. So Lily can't
Yay.
talk or hear, so you guys will only be able to communicate via text messages to her on her wrist.
Mhm.
And she's going to be dragging Amelia and Lonnie as she floats along the surface of the asteroid like some sort of strange superhero. Which I'm assuming in her head she's hearing some theme music.
yeah. Da, 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 da.
Da, da,
It's
da.
like, I mean, I can just do this. It's
Actually,
like-
she's probably hearing J-pop in her head.
Some
So-
sort of anime intro.
Yep.
Theme to Ranma 1/2.
Oh god.
As they're floating along here, Lana's just going to like look at her situation, being dragged by this tiny space
Oh no,
free
nothing's changed.
thing, and you know this big thing being held behind her in armor. She's just gonna chime in over the radio. You know, this is really weird. I felt the need to comment because I've experienced a lot of very weird in my life, like just a fuck ton of very weird in my life. But this is up there. It's just very weird. Do you think she was made for like space dancing? Like I just can't figure out the motivation.
Space dancing?
I don't know. What? She's a 4 foot tall like ass. What do you want? Why is she flying through
I'm
space?
not 4 foot tall. I'm
You
like
can't defend yourself.
5'3".
You can't defend yourself right now.
I know, but I can do it indignantly out of character.
No, what was the thought here? Like, is she gonna go outside and do space maintenance with like her space powers?
I mean, like,
I guess
probably.
she could.
I think she's an engineer, isn't she?
It's fairly practical, in fact. Alright, shut up.
You shut up.
Does she have like space tools? That's a normal tool. I can't
What's the difference
justify
between a
any part of
space
this.
tool and any other tool?
One of them works in space. That's why it's
You're a
called
space tool.
Shut up. She wiggles.
Lily, thinking she's losing hold of Lani with the wiggling, holds a bit tighter.
She'll get a text saying, "Sorry, just adjusting your space tools."
There's gonna be a very questioning look.
Alright. It's gonna take about 20 minutes or so to get there. I'm gonna say, Zen, you can get there with Control V but you'll be a bit behind them as they go up.
And it's lazy.
Oh.
You should really write out your code every time rather than just pasting.
Terrible. All right, so you guys come up to a rocky rise next to the facility, and you can see it kind of down there. You can see it a lot more clearly now, and give me a body perceive.
Body,
Some of us
Everybody?
have binoculars.
what difficulty?
We will say difficulty 2.
Which
Okay.
I am glad that 2 of you decided to buy binoculars instead of port shift gauntlets. That was a quality choice.
I will have I bought both.
He did say 2 of you, but instead of white shift gauntlets.
Damn it.
I'm amazing.
That was body perceive, right? Diff 2.
Yep, body perceive difficulty 2.
Bonk.
Nice.
All right, cool.
Almost as good as I can do.
No, I wasn't gonna bother. I'm sure that's on me.
All right, is there nobody else rolling?
That's
Going once.
everyone but
Yeah,
Lonnie.
it's all 5 of us.
Going twice. And sold. Okay, Lily and Amelia, since you both, because Tygon, there's no simplify, yeah. There's a, the 2 of you pass. You notice a series of drones that are actually patrolling around the outside. They're alabaster white. With some shiny reflective components. They seem to be kind of orb-like with little arms, and they can't kind of tuck in tight against the building as they move around.
Elf,
They seem
electric
to be
eye.
meant for anti-gravity.
Shit. They've got trailer park girls.
Oh, because they go around the outside.
On the outside.
Wow.
Around the outside.
Around the outside.
Wow.
You can also see, I'll say the 2 of you, that there are 3 points where there are some anti-vehicle turrets for taking out any assailing ships that would come in.
That's
Yep,
reasonably
so-
well equipped.
I'm
Yeah.
immediately getting on my radio and hoping everybody else has that. Or that my communication system.
And Lily, of course, is pantomiming.
Yeah. And I was like, hey, yeah, that we got drones around the outside
Around the outside.
of the of the facility, and this place definitely has anti-air.
Does it have like windows? Like, does this have, hey, I can gaze across the asteroid, or is it just full metal plating?
It's full metal plating.
Okay.
It's it's expected that there's nothing outside anybody wants to see.
That's not real sci-fi.
Or at the very least, it looks like from the side to be solid, opaque steel.
Do these guns look dexterous enough that they could actually be turned on the drones?
Well, you don't see those guns. But they are turrets, and they are mostly meant to aim up and around. They would not turn at the building very easily.
So
You
the
could probably-
drones are like on the other side of the gun line.
Yeah.
Guns on top of the building, drones
Yeah.
sort of floating around it,
Okay.
Yeah.
more towards the asteroid.
Yeah, because the guns are intended for versus ships. In
So,
case a ship
what do
came
we
shooting
got?
by.
You can't see my mouth moving, but I am actually talking.
This is like drones patrolling the outside, the exterior. There are, I think I saw 3 anti-tank or anti-aircraft
Oh,
spacecraft.
So that's
This is
pretty well
spacecraft.
equipped. Alright, so if the drones are there to keep people out and stuff, but they keep bringing transports in, there's probably some kind of friend or foe system. We can probably figure out what that is so the drones think we're friendly.
Get to it then.
Oh, yeah, sure, let me just hop on that. Excuse me. I will actually, in fact, get on that, but like I had to be indignant because it was a bit of an order, and I happened to be captain, according to all paperwork.
Yep. The
You know,
only
they-
paperwork
most
that
of the-
matters.
Yeah, the last big bout of infiltration work. Our hacker was like way nice.
Also, I'm going to gently set these 2 down.
Hmm.
hold their
your
shoulders for a moment to make sure they don't float off again.
Your free ride is doing that. Also, since we are 20 minutes into this, Amelia, that means that you are running on borrowed air basically right now. So, because your suit only gave you 10 minutes.
It's like, okay.
Oh yeah,
Which I
you
probably,
should not
Probably
talk.
can't
Yeah.
talk, yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to start like texting. Like, I can't right now. I think I've exhausted my suit's air.
Yeah.
You didn't have more. What, you had 10 minutes of air. You know, I don't want to talk to you about it right now because that would use more air. But why did you only have 10 minutes? I'm gonna get to this.
The best part is you guys probably had some avid conversation about miniatures on the way here.
Um,
Stuff all her hair.
being
I'm like
non-privy
texting
to any of
back.
this.
I'm texting back. I didn't think I'd be outside this.
Do you understand how big space is? Amelia, have we actually talked to you about how big space is?
Text Lani, can you disable the defenses?
Hang on, I'm trying to text through this. Oh shit, fine. Hang on.
I'm
I just
texting
saved
back.
your
I
life.
literally have no idea how big space is.
She is going to see if she can find anything. I will.
And then I'm texting, bitch, you don't know me.
Wow. Serious shade getting thrown here.
While Lani's doing that, I am also trying. Is there? Do we have like a door? You know, a space door anywhere on this side?
There seems to be an airlock that they have. There's actually several different airlocks on this building.
Okay.
You could. They are of course over by where the drones are because they're actively patrolling over there.
Coolio.
Because it would be pertinent for them to do.
Yeah.
All right, I am going to basically try to get into the drone.
All right. Well, you don't have a point shift gauntlet, so it's gonna
No, I
take
mean
some wiggle.
wirelessly. I'm going to try to get into the drone.
This drone has a snake-shaped hole in its belly.
Yes, I'm going to use the snake-shaped hole in its communication system to try to talk to it.
All right. So we're gonna walk the DM through hacking at the same time that you go through hacking.
Alright.
So-
You basically set its hack difficulty, which its hack difficulty is usually between 2 and 6, with most sitting around a 3, and very secure sitting exceeding 4.
I'm gonna say 4 because they are security drones.
Yeah.
Because they are, trying to. This is their only major defense
Fair
right
enough.
now.
So she's gonna go into that, and I will try to do it. Mind exert and sabotage. At a 4, mine is also 4.
Don't roll 2 ones.
5, and I am boned. I'll go ahead and make it on a 10.
Roll 2 ones.
We're good.
Oh. All right. So you're in
That's
first layer.
layer 1, layer
Right.
2, layer 3.
All right. As you go through the layers, you will find there are 18 drones that are currently patrolling around the outside of the building.
Okay. Each of
from
these
their
can be done
personal-
over the course of a round. I can control as many drones as I have points in sabotage, so 5. How many do we
Okay,
have on
so-
this end?
There are 18 drones total, so I'll say 9 on one side, 9 on the other.
I want to get the ones that are closest to our access point.
Okay.
So I'm going to go into the next one. We're good. I'll go into... yeah, I passed it on 10.
Yeah.
Next one. Good. She's good at what she do. Alright, 3...
Why don't you bundle them up?
What? Oh, I'm just going for them individually, because I'm going to use
Okay.
friend or foe adjustment, which is a malware app that I have to specifically
Okay.
transform us into their friends.
Okay.
So the next one, and then the last one. So those 5, now that she has layer 3 on them, she will put friend or foe adjustment into them.
Okay. And friend or foe, what does that do?
In combat, it means that they interpret us as friendlies, but since we're not in a combat thing, I'm basically writing us as like they should just accept us as walking in. We're friendlies and belong to the station.
All right. And that will be a temporary thing for right now, right?
Until we attack them is how long it lasts.
Okay. All right. So you get into 5 of them. This is all you can do right now, but you get into 5 of them, and you have adjusted them to accept your guys'
Yeah,
information.
they kicked me out
and-
after that because it's a drop in for malware, so I get dropped into that. I can go after the other ones if we really want to wait that long, but we have somebody running out of air.
Yeah.
And this is taking like a round per. So how many rounds was like?
Well,
three
so
checks?
the each action is an action, so it's not taking a horrific amount of time, but we've been here maybe 30 seconds more.
Yeah. So yeah, but it's you do have somebody
Like a
who's running
minute,
out of air,
yeah.
and you need to go through that door somehow. So
Alright, so the 5 that are nearest to the door will interpret us as friendlies. If we get into the fight with the other ones, it's going to knock the code out of their heads because they'll reset. So we need to basically walk through and find a place to hide.
Text. Have you done it yet?
I will send some abbreviation of that via the texting as well.
this is costing another minute.
Yeah, because now I have to like mind type it, which means I need to use the proper memes.
So many emoticons.
Yes.
I want to add a detail that Amelia absolutely uses the wrong emojis like all the time.
It's just nothing
that,
but,
like-
the freaking like dick eggplant for like every situation, doesn't it?
So it's like the text that's like, "Bitch, you don't know me," is accompanied by the little winky
Wonky
winky
face.
face that's blowing.
The one that's doing the kiss, yeah.
yeah.
Is she floating? Or, like, I'm not really sure. This
Okay,
doesn't seem...
so she's gonna send a text of, "Can I breach then?"
Yeah, just walk in and go through the door.
She'll tilt her head questioningly, but she'll float over cautiously to the door.
Are you guys going to stealth in any way as you go through?
No, I'm not.
I'm hoping that, because I got the ones all in this little area here, we could hopefully just run across and then.
I mean, I kind of like before we go through the door. Can I use a window?
Yeah.
Oh, the sheets.
Yeah, can I use the sheet window?
Yeah. I was just asking if you guys are stealthing as you're going, from the rocks through the open to the, if you're trying to sneak along the shadows.
I
or
mean,
anything like that as you're going
I
to
would
the
prefer
airlock.
to. But...
Yeah, I would like to.
If you think we've got the time for it, I was under the impression that the only thing that we had observed was a windowless building, and I guess they got cameras for it if they're really watching outside on the asteroid. But
Mhm.
I mean, I'm
As
not.
far as I'm concerned, Amelia's suffocating, so she's heading straight for the.
Mhm. Okay, so you guys just rush it then. You're rushing.
Well, I mean, we could. They can sneak if they want,
Yeah. Well, this is something, but you're already rushing.
I think
so
I'm getting
you-
tugged along. So.
Yeah. yeah
Oh
you're-
no,
you're-
I put you guys down.
Oh.
Oh well, that is a whole nother thing. Okay, so I need an athletics check, Fox, for you to pull yourself over to there.
Okay. What's the difficulty on this?
We'll say difficulty 1 on this.
Okay.
Actually, difficulty 2. You were actually it should be worse than that because you don't have air. But we'll say difficulty 2.
Athletics. I have a boon in this. I'll succeed on it. 10. You said difficulty 3?
2.
2.
Just
Okay.
2. I'm gonna increase it for if you have longer problems because you'll start panting and you have no air.
I have to double check my stats.
So you're pulling yourself on rocks and various detritus to get over there and shoving along. Alright, you make it. Alright, so Amelia can propel themselves across, not terribly elegantly, but functionally across. And you guys are over at the airlock door.
Yeah. I assume I can move quicker than the rest because I've got 22 movement in space.
Yeah, so you just push. She basically missiles over there.
Yeah. So when I reach that door, I'm pressing the button, see, just in the off chance maybe it will open. And then the scythe comes out, and I'm going to hack through the fucking door because it ignores. Yes.
Am I there yet?
No, you're slower than her by
Okay.
a lot.
Okay.
All right. So you start slicing into the door, and you do considerable damage to it.
Considerable damage, and it's got the ultra fibrox thing, so it basically goes through cover, which.
All right. So you tear the door off. Actually, you can't hear anything because it's space and
Nope.
vacuum. All the air just pushes out that was in there. There's actually a slight explosion that pushes you back briefly, Lily,
Yep.
from all the air you just suddenly
That's so
released.
awesome. I bet my
And
outfit
then,
looks great.
as soon as you do that, and you can see alarm klaxons going, and doors slam shut on the other side, a bunch of stuff goes flying out into space.
That.
That's gonna be
Well,
hard to
I guess
do.
we're not stealthing anymore.
Nope.
And
Because
she's just going to do a "you're welcome" gesture.
I'm just like texting. I'm texting like just immediately, just like, "Hey, Lonnie, can you hack that door open, please?"
Well, I might have, but like now there's probably 500,000 tons of oxygen pushing on the other one. So I think forcing entry is probably the only option. I hope there's air somewhere in there.
And I'm gonna float on in.
well, you floated, and there is a airlock that doesn't work now.
Does the airlock have spacesuits in it?
No.
Did the spacesuits get pushed out of the other airlock and are now floating around conveniently at the?
No, they don't have the they don't have the spacesuits in this particular part of the airlock. There is a heavy metal door that has been closed that is quite large, and there may be stuff on the other side of that, but there's nothing right here.
Now that we are in the broken airlock, I assume there's probably a
There's
lever
lights
release.
flashing everywhere. Huh?
I assume there's a manual lever for the doors now, right?
There is actually the lever would be on the other side of that door, because they wouldn't want somebody doing it from there, I think. Would they? There is a lever and a keypad. You'll have to basically disengage. I would assume that they'd basically need you to affirm that you want to do it.
Let's see if we can do that. I would. No, I'll be an engineer. I'll see if I can get it to override through
Alright,
whatever
so that would
mechanical
be a
release.
sabotage.
Oh, I'm not good at that then. In that case, no worries.
Okay. I'll say the rest of the group you'll probably arrive about now as she's figuring out what she wants to do with it.
Is there any
Are you just gonna?
Is there a sealer in here that we can use to seal the outer airlock?
There's a lot of lights going off right now, and it seems like the system is trying to do something, but it's not working because the entire door got blown off. So it didn't get like a chance to try to reseal itself. You see there's occasionally like a little stream of foam that just kind of floats off into the distance.
She's gonna to like point at that and see if like point at little mule here and see if she can get the door fixed that she just cut open. Because I don't think we're gonna get into the other door until this door is closed.
Yeah.
Well,
I can
probably
hack through that.
door. she can hack
Yeah,
that. door,
I was hoping
basically.
for the typical sci-fi. Here is the manual, pump lever to open up a door and then close it behind us. But I can hack through it.
No.
She'll give a questioning look, and then like
I shake my head violently. No. Don't
okay.
do that.
The door that's blasted off, the bits floated off into space with the percussive force. I'm assuming.
Yeah, they're floating off.
Probably no real way to seal it. I'm imagining. Is there anything?
Yeah, not really. I mean, you can always go find another airlock.
Well, it is a good distraction.
What? Actually, in that case, she will type on a keypad. Why don't I go in this way? You find another airlock.
All right.
Have you any plans on how to close the door behind you?
She gives the look of, why would I do that?
Looking
the
at her
rest of us
keypad.
need to breathe.
Because you're gonna decompress the entire place.
I won't go for the hab quarters.
Okay, I'm looking for another airlock.
I guess we'll go for the other airlock.
Alright,
Not Texas, just talk to the others. She was so nice and sweet when she was just doing engineering things.
alright.
Now she's having fun.
Alright, give me a body perceive. You can look for the other airlock, and then we'll say difficulty 2. And I'm assuming you're trying to find one that your drones are still patrolling near, because you're trying to,
Yeah,
I'm assuming, guess which
trying
ones
to.
you're trying to find your drones. All right, Lily, are you attacking the door as they head off?
I'll let them get a little distance away, simply so the air doesn't.
Because it will be explosive
Yeah.
decompression as that air comes rushing out.
She will brace herself against the door frame, and then with the scythe that has a lot of reach.
Yeah.
Brace herself against the broken door frame, and then start hacking.
I'll tell you, some idiot right now is getting in trouble for leaving that one door open.
I got a 15.
Alright, you got 15. All right, yeah, you're able to find one that your guys are kind of patrolling in, and they're the ones over by it right now. If you move quickly, you can get over there.
Yeah.
You will do not have the help of Lily though to get over there. So you and
I'm
Fox
gonna have to-
need to do an.
Don't think I can.
You can't hold
maneuver all of you.
three of them. So you can do a body athletics difficulty 3 is where I'm probably gonna put it at for getting over there quickly.
Oh man.
For Fox and Lonnie.
I
Since
think,
we're
can
actually
you tell
on the
me instead?
station itself, wouldn't there be like handholds to actually move around the station?
You guys are trying to move very quickly, and Lonnie doesn't have hands, and Amelia's like dying without air.
No, she
I-
gets a half an hour of active before.
Yeah. But she's,
I am.
She had 10 minutes, and then it was 20 minutes in, so she's got like.
yeah, she's already down on time.
I
and
am
she's
gonna
active.
spend some
Harry.
focus.
All right.
I'm
And
gonna
did you already
reroll
roll
that
stuff?
too.
Uh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna hitch a ride on Tygon's character if she'll take me rather than try to roll this.
The Tygon's character, the snake wants a ride.
There we go.
I guess. Yeah. Okay.
Please don't let me die.
Please don't let me die.
So that's I've got
The same message comes over text. Please take me with you.
I'm
We'll
assuming
die.
that's a 13,
You,
Amelia.
you can't just talk to me.
It has
Yeah.
greater effect in text.
Please don't let me die. Okay, Amelia, that's a 13, right?
Yep, that's a
right.
13.
All right, so Amelia claws their way across, because they're exerting themselves right now. That's why I'm making it more difficult. So they're exerting themselves, pulling their way across, and there's this they are suddenly out of view. Lily, you brace yourself, and you're ready to go. The other airlock is able to be found by Zen and Amelia, Control V, and Lonnie. Lily, are you digging in?
Oh yeah, me. Yes, I'm Lily. That's right.
Yeah,
I was like, we're using Fox's character's nickname again.
her nickname's Susanna.
Yeah.
That was a great name.
I am digging in.
All right, you're digging in. All right, there is for those on the outside, as you guys are over at the other airlock now, there is there's no sound, but you suddenly see just a big swoosh of stuff and a person go flying off.
Oh,
That was the
yeah.
end of Ella's character.
They look like they were wearing some sort of maintenance uniform.
Oh, I'm
And
sorry.
had a toolkit with them.
They were rushing to fix the problem.
I mean, like, you can't feel that much sympathy for them. Like, I didn't mean to actually kill you. I'm just gonna cut a hole in the side of your space station. That won't have. any
I actually have
repercussions.
zero sympathy.
Yeah, so this body suddenly goes flying by. A lot of papers and just random detritus goes flying by. Some clothes go shutting out, and there's just a bunch of air. Nearly like, give me an endure save. Give me a body endure save.
Me?
We'll
Okay.
we'll say difficulty 1 because you have super strength. So
Okey-dokey.
And this is when we find out Allie went into the hab area.
Okay. Svi, can you give me a reminder on how the saves work? The save itself, is that the plus or the target?
Which one are you trying to do?
A body endure save.
So what's your endure score?
My endure score is 2.
So, no, your endure.
My
your
save?
Yeah, what's your actual endure score?
Oh, like 23.
Yeah, so it is a +2. That gets added to your basic body exert check.
Okay, so body exert is used
Yeah,
for
plus
the
two.
difficulty of the person.
that's
Okay.
difficulty 1.
Okey-dokey.
You should be able to make this, but I'm making you
Yeah.
do an enduro because it's a lot of air.
Plus D12. Plus 2. Oh, I'll
Wow.
use is this focus or readiness?
Focus. We're out of combat right now.
Right, so I'm rerolling the D12.
Oh my.
My god. I guess I'll reroll the D4, the D10. I got plenty of this shit. It's okay.
Oh my.
Okay, so
Alright,
I'm gonna go through me.
All right, so basically what happens is
Sail.
I'm gonna say the body impacts you and dislodges you as it goes through, and you guys basically see Lily get launched off with this dead body that, well, it's not quite dead at the point it's grabbing onto Lily, and it's a canine vector, and there's a look of shock and horror in his face and his eyes as you see him just like, you know.
This
What
has
happens to
be
him? What happens to him?
the most confused motherfucker. Like, he just latched onto this scythe-wielding gothic Lolita floating through space. Like, he's entered another world of consciousness.
Yeah,
gone through
there's a instant freezing, exploding.
All of the things. All of the
puzzles and
things. happen.
all the horrible sci-fi things happen.
Do we see any of this happen?
He just
Oh yeah,
transforms.
I had already said you guys are seeing this. So
Yeah,
you
I
see
saw
this
this.
body just latch onto her and then.
As Lonnie watches them kind of sail off in the distance, she's just gonna be like, you know, this is really strange. I just feel the need to comment how strange this
When
is.
when I can arrest my momentum, you're gonna see her also put her arms up in the air. Looks like maybe she might be going woo.
But he does have a tool belt if you want to liberate him of it,
Oh,
and
yeah, I'll
a
steal
key
that.
card.
Oh, I'll
Oh.
take that as well. That'd be really handy.
His name was Bob.
He had 6
Bob.
children.
If any of you use your binoculars, you see her lips moving. Don't know what she's saying. Maybe a prayer. Maybe a fuck you. You know. Thank you, Bob.
No, instead she's just screaming, "This is fun!"
We're gonna go
Guys,
ahead and try to get into this airlock before we all
Like
die.
Amelia doesn't see this at all. She's like
All
clawing.
right, all right. So you're quite a ways out, Lily, but you'll be able to clear the distance again.
Yeah.
But the rest of the party, you're over at the other airlock.
Yeah.
I don't want
Lonnie,
to
do you want
say.
to try and hack it?
Yes.
I don't want to say that Amelia is like trying to get it through the door in a sense that you would describe as panicked, but urgent is the word I'd use.
Amelia discovered she doesn't like space.
Lonnie, please hurry.
What's the difficulty?
What's the difficulty two?
I'm gonna
Actually, wait,
yell-
this is a security door. This is a security door. It should be difficulty 4, right?
Tonight,
Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna go over to one of my friendly drones that interpret us as friends now and wave it down. And,
today in Amelia's journal, suffocation is the cops of space.
Yes. She'd say, "Hey, let us in, please. We're stuck. I don't have my key card. Let us in."
It goes over and looks at the scanny thing, and looks around, and then it starts making just a little red light at the top of it. And you get a little readout where like this little Cylon eye was. It says emergency services have been called.
Also, meanwhile, I'm yelling into space. I have a key card.
Well, stop yelling into space and start key-carding into door.
And then it produces out a little air bottle tank and offers it to you in case you needed it.
At least we got that. That's a polite.
Lonnie
little
says,
thing, isn't it?
keeping it to
We are
herself.
the worst pirates.
Lonnie is going to see if she can find the port on the back of like Amelia's outfit without informing her.
Does it have a port?
Yeah, the sealed suits can accept external bottles. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you can probably figure
She'll-
out where to do
she'll
that.
pop it in there.
I hate to alarm you, but it's inside your helmet. We need to take it off. Also, I will actually head over to Lem with the key card, Sam. I figure
Okay.
that's
Yay!
As I pop the bottle in there, she's gonna curve onto the front and put her helmet to the front there, so they're communicating via vibration through like screen to screen. Why the hell didn't you bring air?
that port was empty.
little drone next to you still has little scrolling text going by. Personnel trapped outside. Emergency. Personnel trapped outside. Emergency.
Well, it's okay with that. I mean, as long as we haven't. If they think something exploded on the outside and they think there's personnel stuck, they're bound to come look.
And then one scientist is just counting on his fingers and looking confused.
It's like, I didn't think I'd be outside this long.
You're always outside this long. Like, it's like walking around in a giant soggy condom. It takes forever to get anywhere in space.
No, it doesn't.
Lonnie's experiences in spacesuits is slightly different than everyone else. Alright, are you gonna hack the door?
No, I'm gonna wait for them to open it.
Well,
Then I'll
Lily's
probably
coming
get there
with a key card.
Maybe this
Alright.
will work.
So as you're sitting there waiting, suddenly Lily comes up with the scythe.
Oh, no, not this one. No.
This is a frantic wing flapping of don't do it. And she's just going to look confused, look down at the key card, hold it out.
Did you always have this?
She shakes and points at the distant body.
I don't think you can't hear unless you
Oh wait, yeah, was that
Well,
off?
I mean, I think it's fairly implied by the look of exasperation and shock on her face that she wanted to know.
I grabbed the key card and flagged the door.
Alright, there is a bing bing, and then it's you hear the air getting shunted out of it, and then after a moment the door opens. And there's no big explosion of air.
Piling in.
Yes.
I retrieved our access. Going in.
Outside the as it closes and starts recompressing, which actually can handle everybody in there, you can see through the little windows for the viewport in here that the lights are flashing everywhere on the station. They have lost a lot of air.
Nice.
So do we want to try to keep the stealth thing going, or should we?
No,
attempt
they-
to shake them
I
off?
think we are quite past the stealth thing.
Alright,
Also, they need to know that they're actually under attack.
I'm going to go ahead and use my hotline quirk ability to take over their PA.
What we are going to do is we are going to pause, and you can use your quirk ability at the beginning of next game.
Okay.
It is 12:15.
I need
Oh.
to quote Don Carnage in like the beginning of the first Tailspin, where he's like,
All right, we'll write
"You are
this
all
down.
being boarded."
Red is going to quote.
I think we need them to know that they're being attacked right before we leave. Wasn't that the plan?
I think we're going to go through a quick jaunt through the halls.
Alright, so we are going to end here for the night. Everyone gets 15 experience points for the adventure so far.
Huzzah.
That was quite entertaining. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this so far.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna be trying to branch out and give you guys different options every week. I mean, admittedly, some of it will be I'm attacking a station, but some of it may also be I am hunting another ship. So it will be some different stuff.
Part of it will be we went to the wrong place. Oh god, why are the things in the walls? Help us.
Yes. Oh god. What do you mean there's ghosts?
Oh my god, can we become Scooby-Doo mystery team?
If you guys pick the right
Hunt the
missions,
space
you might.
ghosts.
Yeah. Alright, so I think that's where we'll end tonight. Hopefully everybody had fun. Hopefully
I
I
did.
didn't disappoint anybody too much. Sorry, I'm still a bit sick, but we're doing good.
I had fun.
I think we have a really fun cast of characters.
Yep.
I appreciate the fact that there are people still who live in this world that are not as paranoid about space as Sam.
Well,
I just drawn off into space without the space stuff.
I mean, I think I mean, I kind of will say I kind of could accept that Amelia would probably do that, but I figured Toby has heard Sam hyperventilate about space, so he would expect Sam to be a dick.
Sam, in my defense,
You're
I
making
have
a character on short time, yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Tygon. No,
Any
excuse.
purchases I make at this point is either I'm either going to be picking up at the station or I'm going to be hijacking from this station.
No, Tygon should have known to buy stuff for other people. Sammy.
Wow.
No, in my defense, I bought a spare spacesuit. That's shaped
For
like a
you.
tube sock.
I would like to note the first character I'd created that I had to scuttle the last minute did have basically spares of everything she had, because when you don't buy surgeries, boy is that a lot of money to actually spend on anything.
I mean, I feel bad about you having to scuttle it, but I was kind of going, wait a minute, I think you think you're on the other side of the company.
Yeah, probably.
I
I kind of expected us having to do the, selling the security side as well.
No. They keep it separate.
The
'cause,
security side sells itself, you see.
It's an amazing quality. Yeah, hopefully that was fun for everybody.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
It was.
Yeah.
I'm very glad to be back to it.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I will shut this off, and then we will continue.
Good night, stream.
Good night.
Good night.
stream.
Good night, sweet stream.